Otherwise, oh yeah, did everyone do all their level 4?
Yeah, last time. Yeah.
Like all your skills, all your... Oh no, it was no skills, stats.
Take it, it's all
You got like
it's
ability
an
score
ASI.
improvement, and maybe everybody learned a spell, or
I got a plus
you
one.
work different. I can't remember how.
Yeah, so I just got because like you can prepare level plus wisdom modifier number of spells per day because my wisdom modifier went up to 16.
Yeah.
And then I went up a level and did prepare 2 more spells.
Yeah, and I got 2 more level 2 spells. So I got Phantasmal Force and Silence.
Cool.
I get nothing this level except for
More
leveling up.
stats.
Yeah, that's
100 stat man.
That's what you need. You're a bit weak.
why is there an ant on my page?
Eat it.
Oh,
Free
'cause-
protein.
Because that door's not properly sealed yet. There's a nice little trail that runs along that divide.
Pop some poison down. Make me keep lively up.
Well, I'm just gonna, once the frame's done, I'll make sure of it.
See what up.
A little bastards.
You're the last one amongst us all that needs a stat increase.
Yeah,
Actually,
Can I have your stat increase?
No. No, you may not.
Yay, now I'm
At level
a level 1 character.
Yay.
Got me level
I'm double digits in my hit points.
It's my hit points is never. I've rolled okay for hit points consistently, despite having a +0.
it's just a
I
shame
think I
here
rolled
that the,
5, 6.
the cap is 20 on skills.
24.
What are you going to do with all your other levels?
Yeah, right.
I'm going to share them.
Just lots of dexterity and con as well.
Yes,
Well,
I boost
man.
intelligence.
Hello there and welcome back to another episode of Dungeons and Nerglings. Like Isaac did. Good to have you. We are here playing in person for the first time in 3 weeks, which is nice. But this is a persistent campaign and we're playing a homebrew setting, so a little bit of fun. The players don't know what to expect, and neither do I, to be honest.
It's all procedurally generated.
Yeah, exactly, as it happens.
Each run is slightly different.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Minecraft.
But some of the stat ups, they persist between
Yeah,
runs.
you
So that's good.
Get new cards in your deck.
Mm.
But like,
It's a deck builder, guys. But I am Nergy. I'll be your DM for the whole show, like the whole thing, I guess. So the next few years, we will complete this campaign, probably, maybe, and hopefully no one dies because we have artworks done and stuff. But we'll go around the table, starting over this side. Oh, you got busted with our players.
how could I have anticipated this shocking
I know.
change?
Procedurally generated.
Oh, what a twist!
What did we
So, machine.
I'm playing Brother Kincaid, the Turtle Death Cleric. We've recently gone up to level 4.
And he's not hungover this time.
I wasn't hungover last time.
He was just not feeling great.
Time before that.
Oh yeah, that's very.
I am Gimrick Rocksplitter, the Dwarven Bard.
I'm Theoden Silverbeard, the half-orc paladin. I didn't have to look at my sheet that time.
Yes!
Yeah.
Progress.
Ferris Buck, the Drow Rogue. Yeah.
Sweet. So we all just hit level 4 last round, last sesh. So to recap what has happened of late, the party did some things in a little town called Stonebreak. A small object of some unknown power was found. A couple of little side quests, fetch quests, were had to get used to the world and introduce players to new people and NPCs and that sort of stuff. Recently, since the upgrade to the dungeon, we went to Broadaxe, where you escorted a caravan, which was accosted, and something was stolen from it. Now, your employer Ostran requested that you come straight back to Stonebreak, and you did so. You negotiated recovering what was stolen with the help of a guide, a tracker, that has been into the Green Sea, into Glyndoltha before, and knows, how to keep you guys alive. That's the main thing. So you also had a quick chat with Kanuna, the mad inventor, and in business talks, getting things off the ground, and you're helping her sell her wares. Now, where we left last time was you went on the road back down to Broadaxe, and sort of stopped on the path about where the tree was felled onto your caravan, and you began to walk into the forest of Glyndoltha, having been warned multiple times not to go in there.
Then we got paid. Now this time, someone offered us money.
Now you're thinking smart. Money. It's quite a good motivator. All it took was like 50 gold. Is that right?
75.
75
each.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
75 each, plus 25 when we get back.
Yeah.
if we get
Yeah.
Cool.
Get back, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Someone will.
Yeah. So, in front of your party, you arrived somewhere in the mid-afternoon. It was a good few hours' travel. You arrived mid-afternoon and left your horses to go back to Stonebreak. And you followed your guide, Haddock, a female half-orc. She is to be your guide and survivalist in an unfamiliar place. Now, you followed her and she led you off into the Green Sea. So you're traveling, it's fairly easy going to begin with. You are traveling through massive trees, probably 30-40 meters tall. Very little sunlight comes through the canopy. Along the forest floor, you've got, small bushes and shrubs and that sort of stuff, hiking around rocks, and tree roots are beginning to sort of muddy the straight path. And you probably travel 2 hours before Haddock turns and says, "You might all like a break, maybe? It's mid-afternoon."
I'm fresh as a daisy.
Yeah?
I can bull this all day.
Okay. So I'll get you all to make just a general constitution check. You can use your saving throw if you're proficient.
Not 20 plus 4, 24.
Very fitting.
18.
12.
Does make sense in a law standpoint.
Very much so.
Fresh as a daisy.
Immediately rolls his ankle.
So the two of you, you've taxing. You can feel it. Your feet are a little bit raw. The shoes that you have on are not built for all-terrain hiking. And carrying what you need, your provisions, it's draining. You're sweating fairly hard there. And yes, you're putting on a brave face. She sort of looks at you. Don't lie to me.
Fresh as
Sweat running down the sides of your face, like dripping from your beard.
Maybe a freshly watered daisy.
Having a look over at Thuridin, he is genuinely, seems completely unfazed.
Just another, Varda afternoon for me. Trox this afternoon. Wait, no, Varda. It's Varda. Trox, isn't it? Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah, well, I mean, so both.
Yeah.
It is both a Monday afternoon and a February afternoon.
Typical
Both of these can be true.
Why not both, I guess?
Porque no los dos?
Yeah. So she sort of, alright, let's, sit over here. Just take a load off. We might fix your feet up before you start blistering up and can't walk. Sound like a plan?
You know, Kincaid, we're going to fix up your feet. Get those blisters
I look
sorted
down
out.
at my unshod, scaly feet. I don't wear shoes.
All fine. And your outerwear, Varys, would be more suited to the sly sort of stuff, making as little noise as possible. And so you found just hiking around rocks and climbing over things. Some of your stuff gets caught a little, like tearing in your cloak and that sort of stuff. But you're not doing too badly fitness-wise.
Right.
So you all sort of sit up against the base of a tree, and
Is it like hot?
No, so it's actually kind of cool in amongst the trees. The shade is fairly intense, so you don't get much daylight. And as you've been walking along, Haddock has been sort of readjusting. She stops intermittently and is sort of like focusing on something and then sort of recorrects the path a little bit at a time, taking you towards the source of whatever she's following. So you rest up for a good little bit, maybe 20 minutes, just to get your breath back, and she sort of helps you rearrange your pack or your rations at the top, and distributes it a bit better. And yes, binds like the tips of your toes, which are obviously not used to hard wear. And so as you're sitting there, it's peaceful in there. It's cool. You don't really feel a breeze, though if you look up, you can see the treetops sort of swaying. You don't get much down the bottom, and the trees are, as you've travelled along, starting to get denser, bigger boles to the tree. So she's sort of, all right, let's keep on. We'll make camp. We'll probably do another few hours, and then we'll make camp somewhere. So, I mean, any issues? You guys all good?
No, it's still.
Yeah, all good.
All right.
Precious, walk with the daisy.
Okay. And so she leads off, and she picks a small plant and chews on a leaf while she's walking. You see her occasionally grab small bits of wildlife plant just to store for later, some berries and
Okay, so it obviously just like snack.
foraging
basically.
while she walks. So you're finding that with her in the lead, she leads you quite well over a very simple sort of path, or it seems simple. But when you stop and look around, it's getting rougher. Like the tree roots are getting a lot bigger. There's no flat ground anywhere anymore. So you're clambering over boulders and in between trees, like big roots. And mossy underfoot. So the ground sort of gets damp occasionally. So make a... What's your marching order, by the way? If you've got Haddock in front.
She's in the lead.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess I'd be behind her.
Okay.
Probably at the back, because I'm kind of
Slowest?
and also not super stealthy.
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
I'm also kind of reasonably perceptive.
Yep.
And I'm proficient in survival, so I can kind of keep an eye on.
He's got his
I'll
quarter
go in
fences.
front.
Yeah.
Kincaid.
Yeah, I'll go in the middle then.
Okay. So I'll get you to make a survival check. Like a nature check, whatever.
Well, it depends what it's for. If it's for foraging or tracks or whatever.
No, just while you're walking.
Survival?
Could even be
Will
perception.
be 11.
You don't so much feel it straight away, but you hear the sound of water movement, some form. But it's after you hear it, you're like, oh, that's why it got a little bit colder. Like the air feels a little more heavy.
Like it's about to rain. Or like there's a river or something.
Yeah,
More like a
stream
Pool
coming.
nearby.
A source of water nearby.
Just pick up one of those Y-shaped sticks and start
Yeah,
walking
yeah,
around.
So Haddock in the lead. It sounds like we've got some form of... we might need to forge a way over the river up ahead. We'll see, I guess. But obviously, you don't know what's around these banks, so quiet, please, while you do.
Is there
What's that?
from the back of the line?
What's that? Speak up, I can't hear you back here.
Birds fly out of the tree.
He like the camera
so-
like pans up with each echo of like
Back to Kanuna.
And she sort of like winces. Quiet, please. It's predators, you know. Water source. Kind of. Thank you.
Don't see the connection, but I know what predators and water sources are.
Well, Do you need me to explain?
I can shoot without understanding.
Good.
He'll work it out.
I don't want to become food.
Is there predators in the water?
Well, there have been in the past, but
Okay.
I'm more worried about things that drink from a water source.
Yeah.
If they're, about the place.
How far? Can we see the river?
No,
Okay.
you can just hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, wait till we find it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So
Should we go stealthily at this point? If that's
Probably,
We'll
yeah.
just keep going at her
Just-
pace and.
Well, yeah.
Let
Yeah.
her kind of set it. If she's like moving real slow and careful, looking like she's trying to be sneaky,
Then-
telling
then
us
we
she
follow
should be
suit.
sneaky.
Yeah. Probably.
she does
Trust,
indeed.
trust the
Okay.
expert.
As she begins to approach the sound of the moving water, she begins stepping more quietly and carefully, more measured, and so you could assume she is indeed stealthing.
We need to. Do you want us to?
I could have kept going. That's up to you. You can stealth if you want.
I would like to.
Just see if
Yeah.
in my peripherals.
Yeah.
Embarrassed. There's a time and place.
Time is now.
That tree is so shapely.
That's a 13.
Was this stealth? Did you say?
Yes.
Ooh, 7
So-
to 11.
A group check, yeah. What did you have, sorry?
13.
17.
11.
11.
Cool.
That is good.
That's
for
okay.
you.
Yeah,
So-
so you don't have big armor.
And that's good for you as well.
I don't get -1 anymore on dex checks.
oh,
So
nice.
Don't you? But don't you have disadvantage because you've got chainmail?
I do.
Do you have? Do you still have chainmail?
I still have my channel on, yeah.
So disadvantage.
11.
Oh, okay. So, as a group, you're all fairly quiet.
Soft clinky
The-
noises.
The sounds that you do make are fairly muted by the mossy surfaces and the tree trunks.
Flowing water.
So you go probably another 10 minutes fairly slow, and you approach like a forked sort of river that you'll have to cross over at some point. Now it's probably 5 meters across.
Okay.
Doesn't look to be super fast moving, but
And can K jump that far?
Yeah, you can jump up to.
Your strength mod.
5 meters. Not 5 feet.
15.
Yeah, you can jump.
Yeah.
You can jump up a number. What's the thing?
Yeah,
it does say like
rules.
because it's like if you get a run up,
It's 3
you can
feet to a
jump
meter, right?
up to something, something,
Yeah.
something.
No,
It's
Yeah,
2.5.
yeah.
I think. Is it
It's
2.5?
about 3.
2.5.
We'll
sorry.
say 3 for ease
Yep.
of
Yeah.
maths. Yeah.
So it's 15 feet.
Hey,
Speed,
Siri.
progress, force, mass,
What's 1 meter in feet?
Jumping. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet.
There you go.
When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the
A
jump.
runner. Yep.
So I can jump up to 12 feet
So
if I have a runner, because that's 4 meters.
So-
there's
So you
like
won't make
meters.
it all the way.
Myself and Thurin could clear this thing.
Yeah, you would need if you have
If
15
we have
or
a
more, you
runner.
can just do it in a long
Yep.
jump.
What's your strength, Varys?
Strength score, not
Yeah,
not
the
one.
actual.
So what are the jumping rules?
It's if you
10-foot runner.
If you have
You-
a
you
10
don't-
Yeah, but like how much? Yeah.
your strength,
strength
score.
score.
Strength score. Okay, yeah.
strength score in
Yeah,
feet.
-2.
No,
No, your score.
not
Seven.
modifier.
7.
Or,
So yeah, so you can jump 7 feet.
So you can get
with
half,
a
you can get in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, so this rule assumes that the height of your jump doesn't matter, such as a jump across a stream or chasm. So that's perfect.
Can I look up and down? Are there any like trees close to the river with branches overhanging the river or anything like that?
So all of the trees are huge. Their branches aren't anywhere near you.
Okay.
So they're all fairly high. Like
Is
the
there one?
canopy is very high.
Is there one near? Like, is there just a big old tree trunk nearish to the other side of the bank?
On the other side, probably a few meters in,
Okay.
there is a trunk, but
Okay.
obviously
Right.
quite
They're a
large.
crossbow and like 100 feet of rope.
I was thinking I could just tie rope and run and jump across, tie rope around the other side.
What about
Shimmy
just,
across.
what
People
about just
across.
swimming? Is it like a super
Is it
hardcore blowing?
It doesn't seem fast,
I'd say,
but neither does a riptide.
yeah, like 1 is the speed of the water movement, 2 is getting wet in a cold environment as it's about to get dark and probably colder.
I guess the other thing.
Predators in the water.
So that part's not good.
We could just
But
rope across and then.
well, I know for me, like, because as a
Oh, you
like,
can swim.
I'm a turtle.
Yeah, like
I can hold. No, I don't have a swimming speed.
Can we ride
But
you
I can
across?
hold my breath for up to an hour.
Blast-
So I can just walk.
Blastoise.
Walk along the floor.
Yeah, like
Blastoise uses surf.
yeah, exactly. So just like for me specifically,
Skim your shell.
You know that episode of The
Skip like a
Simpsons
stone.
where Bart skips school and Skinner's is like following him and he goes like
Yeah.
under the lake and comes out the other side?
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If it's not too like, especially if I just kind of give one of you guys all my stuff so it doesn't get wet, like one of you guys who can jump it easily.
Yeah.
And then just because predators might be an issue, and if it's like super fast and I get carried away, also potentially an issue. But just in terms of being like in a river and stuff, I'm a turtle.
Yeah, fair.
So that's potentially an option
Well, what is
for me.
What if you just stick your head underwater and have a look? See if you can like
Yeah, can I
get
just
across.
like
It's not
go
too
up
deep.
and just poke a stick in the river?
So,
Or say, ask Viola, like, how does she think we
Harrock?
should?
Harrock, yeah.
Viola's the
Next to each other.
hey Monday, hey Monday. What do you think? Asking the day how it feels.
If she's worried about predators.
Waiting, character.
If you're worried about predators, etc.
Yeah.
Swimming, good, bad, opinion. What? You said there were
prefer-
predators. Is that right? She said there was predators here last time.
Well, I've come across them before, but
You?
not specifically here. This
Oh, not
place-
here.
Not specifically. I know there's lots of rivers in here, but
So not here.
not been here. So not here.
But are there predators that live in the water in the Green Sea?
I've been to other parts of the Green Sea,
There were
and
predators in the water there?
no,
Okay.
but
Predators
more
in the
worried
water.
about things that drink
Things
from
watching
the
the
river.
riverbank.
Yeah.
Or do you go to drink wolf blah 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 while head is in water?
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
So water safe, land not safe.
Well, hanging around here not safe, so we'd best get a move on.
And from my survival classes, it's best not to get wet when you're
Sorry,
traveling.
classes.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
survival 101.
And she's straight over her head, just like the most blank look.
Three
From,
people can
from
pay for
school.
education.
Yeah, from school. This is my first time hands-on, but I know all
Oh.
the theory,
Oh,
and
that-
I know getting wet is bad because at night time when the temperature drops, you get hypothermia.
This is not a good turn of events, is it? Yeah, here you learn by doing, I guess.
Well, I don't want to get wet, so I don't want to learn
Okay.
by doing.
Is it super cold? Like, is it super cold to the point where hypothermia would be an issue, or is it just kind of like
It's chilly, being around the body of water. Like it's 10, 12 degrees. Like it's fairly cold.
It's not-
So getting wet would be not ideal, but
Hypothermia is a silent killer. That's what they said.
I mean, we're in a forest. We can find some wood pretty easily, and I've got oil in a tinderbox. We can start a fire later.
Other
if we
way I
need.
was thinking.
I want to grab a javelin and just
Yeah.
poke and see how deep it is.
so as you've said that, Harrock just looks at you. Oh, no.
Well, yeah, I figured
Fire.
that would be a thing.
No, do not.
Yeah,
do
right.
not light a fire in here. You'll be
Stop
the
smoking that.
the only source of light for basically anywhere in here.
Okay, hurriedly puts out his pipe.
All right, so how do we get across?
I
I want
want
like a big medieval pipe and bring it for grab.
She did not notice the pipe.
I want to grab a javelin and just poke, see how deep it is
Okay.
in the river.
So, as you walk up to the bank of the river, looking around across the river from behind a tree, you see just this small mote of light sort of twinkle into being. And I'll need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
All of us.
Nope.
I get +2 on
Actually, yes, all
You
of
should
you.
have
that. 7
All of us?
If you're all sort of
I get
just watching.
+2 on whiz saving.
We don't have more than that. What's your wisdom?
11. I get
Oh,
+0, yeah. So 15 +2, 17.
Wisdom save, you say?
Yep.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh. I haven't
Great.
rolled above 5 yet.
Rerolls.
And we have advantage because, boy, aren't we great.
Because I went to school, right?
They have an advantage because they're further behind me.
So you got 17 plus 9.
-1.
Plus 9. What?
I mean, plus 2.
I got 15 plus 2, 17.
15 plus, yeah, okay.
A non-natural 1. 2 minus 1. 10. 5 plus 5.
Fortunately, I'm good at wisdom.
Yeah.
Damn it, 2 minus
1 minus 2.
Okay, so
I got a 1 minus 2. I got a -1.
Embarrassed screwed.
I think that might be my
Well,
work.
I mean, he's been smoking a pipe this whole time in the forest. So it's not a very wise
things out of the tree and putting it there.
Everything Harriet picks up.
Everything she eats, you smoke.
Must be safe.
I may not be a smart man.
this bark makes me feel funny. Alright, so, the turn of events. You approach the sort of edge of where the river is. Like, it's not a steep sort of thing, it's a fairly gradual entry into the water. And so you sort of step to the edge of the water and go to put your spear in, a javelin, sorry. And as you do that, you're caught by the sudden appearance of like a source of light. It's not super bright, but it's a dull sort of yellowy green. And you all sort of look up, and you two and Haruk, you all feel this like lulling calm come over your mind. Like you're a little bit stressed about being in an unfamiliar environment. Sort of felt a little, on edge, but as soon as you look at this little mote of light, just that melts away. You go, oh. And you walk towards it. Immediately. All three of you. Just sort of, and walk towards the source of light.
Which is across the river.
So we're walking into the water.
And can I just quickly interject? If this is a charm, I believe pigs should get advantage.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
if it's a charm, I can't be charmed by magic.
Okay.
Oh, straight up.
Oh,
Oh, do I
No,
double check?
you can't be put to sleep.
I can't be put to
You
sleep
have
by
advantage of
So
saving
roll
against
with
being charmed,
advantage?
I think.
You have advantage on saving throws against charm magic. Yeah.
Good. Remember that.
What again?
Well, it's a 2 this time.
Internally, Varys is like, there's no way this will work on me.
In my mind, I'm like, I've already resisted it. In reality, I'm drowning.
These fools who can't resist simple magic. Blah, 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 blah.
So, on a 10, you rolled the DC. You sort of like, ooh. You are like, the hell is that? No. And shake that off. But the rest of you just walk straight into the water.
And Harry.
And Haruk,
Considering I'm at the front, can I like try to stop them? Since I'm by the riverbed and they're all behind me.
yeah, so you're all sort of spread out a bit, like standing along the bank side by side, kind of
Well,
in
he
a
would have
group,
been
milling
closest.
around. You would have been closest to
Yeah,
the
because
water.
I was.
So as 3 people go to walk into the water, who are you going to try and grab?
Who's closest to me? Would be
You-
Harold.
equidistant between the 3, we'll say.
Jeez.
You gotta pick who's your favourite.
Well, I mean, Kincaid can get one. Oh.
Yep.
So
who's
I'll just say
closest?
Kincaid's probably closest to Varys, considering the distance we're walking. So I'll be closer to.
Yeah, 'cause that's how we were going, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's how
Yeah.
we're traveling.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be closer to Ricky
Yeah,
and
and
Haruk.
Harok. So I'll run to Ricky, smack him in the face,
Okay.
I'll
And
grab if
and
Varys is
grab him.
I'll grab like by the because I assume you wear like a
Oh,
hoodie,
yeah,
right?
hold
But, like by the hoodie, it's like the little kid going to run, just like dad reflexes. Like
alright, so I'll get you to make,
Contested strength.
athletics, I guess, or acrobatics.
Like contested or are they just for the slap? Maybe not.
You're more purposefully walking.
Oh.
I
I want to slap him and grab him though.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
that would be contested.
Yeah.
alright.
Well,
Yeah,
What did you say, athletics?
Yep. Yeah, if you're physically trying to.
Oh,
dear.
Not really, but
I rolled a nat 1, but plus 7, so that's an 8.
I've got 13 plus 6.
3 minus 2.
Okay.
Do I get
So
advantage?
what's that?
1. You have to be one.
Fixed.
Oh, he did. Do I get an advantage because I'm my right state of mind and he's not?
It's more that he's just all of a sudden, like it kind of takes you by surprise that he
You're
just
around
starts
10
walking.
in the water and you just see
Yeah.
me in your peripheral, like,
He just like starts sloshing into the water and continues walking. Just like he said, he walks straight into the water and you're sort of like splashing around trying to grab him. You are able to grab Varys. You sort of grab him by the
my
coat.
effort into it. I'm just.
You just like swan dive.
like Assassin's Creed, like,
Into the
So what it looks like,
He's a lot smaller than me, so I'm like, oh shit, grab over his head.
what it looks like is they don't seem to see the water that they're walking into. They look like they are like walking on land, just a normal stride straight into it. And Harrock goes by your side and also starts walking straight into the water. Now, I'll need you to make a strength saving throw, Ricky. And I'll do one for Harrock as well.
let's see. 18.
Okay. So as you begin walking through to what you're being called to across the riverbank, the cold of the water, sort of, you get that alert part of your mind, the primal sense that there's some danger, and you sort of snap out of it while you're under the water. You're fully submerged. And you notice that it feels like your feet are snagged in something underneath, and you are unable to move. However, you sort of like writhe and move your feet, and it feels like whatever it is lets go of your feet, and you're sort of alert but under the water in heavy whatever gear you're wearing.
Yeah. I think I've got leather, but I've still got like I've got my swag and stuff on my
Yep.
back, so.
Yep. And so you're splashing around in the water trying to like grab him.
Yeah.
You see off to your left, Harrock has walked down sort of a couple meters away from you, and she has kept walking, and it looks like is being pulled by some sort of something. Something is grabbing her under the water. It's hard to see in the murk, but she seems to be disappearing quickly into the water. So we could do initiative order, if that's easiest.
Yeah, for me, is that alright?
Yep, go for it. Roll early initiative.
Go on. 4.
Good start.
Wow.
It's 3 1s and a 4.
Do you want to stop? Do you want to use
Yeah,
that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm gonna smash my own windshield with this one later.
Yeah, I can win you.
Damn me!
You actually are not last.
Mine's 9.
11.
Where do you see initiative on the
Third.
one?
It's in the
Oh,
right back
right.
up. Yeah, next to
The
you.
Redonga? What was yours?
8. It's just up the top there.
Yeah, I got it.
Speedy Kincaid.
Fastest turtle in the west.
He is totally enough for the Turtle
dang.
Club.
Wrong way.
I guess it makes sense. Like I know we're kind of equidistant, but it's like if I was at the back, I kind of see it all happening, so it makes sense that I'm like.
Yep, it does. Alright, so you are up.
So is Varys out of it? Like I'll kind of grab him and like yank him. And is he out of it, or is he still like?
He's still like sort of pulling against your grip to walk forward, but you succeeded on your grab.
Yeah, so like I've got
you've
him,
grappled
but he's
him.
not. He hasn't like gone.
No,
Can I
no.
like shake him, trying to like bring him out of it? Varys, wake up!
Sure.
And yeah.
Yep. So a firm slap sort of rouses him, and he stops struggling against your pull.
Cool. Don't go in the water or towards the glowy lighty thing. And I'm gonna just like chuck off my under the backpack and just kind of drop it and stuff, and go into the water
Okay.
to try and help the others.
Who were you going towards, Imric or
Who's closer?
Haddock?
Do we
You
need
could
to
get
go
to either way.
Either way,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, I suppose you can see me kind of I'm writhing about now a bit, whereas Harek's just kept walking and getting dragged.
Yeah, maybe Harrod then.
Okay. Just so you know, it's Harruk. Harruk.
Harruk. Yep, that's what I've got.
Cool.
Oh, I had okay.
Harruk.
I rock.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So you go towards Harruk. All
Yeah.
right. So, what have you got for water pro? Like, are you good in water? Do you have any bonuses?
Like
Any bonuses? Anything that makes you special in the water?
I can swim.
Yeah.
But like,
Not
I mean,
everyone.
I can hold. So I'm proficient. I can hold my breath for what is it? Up to an hour. Yeah, hold breath. You can hold your
Okay.
breath for up to an hour.
Cool.
I mean, I'm proficient in. I was going to say vehicles, but no, I'm not.
Okay.
Survival.
So, you've seen where she's gone into the water. How are you attempting to sort of go for her?
Just like head straight towards her and try to grab her.
Okay. So she's like head under the water, gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of saw, I don't know,
yeah,
trail of
a
bubbles
general-
or whatever it is.
Yep.
I'm assuming the water's not like fully opaque.
No,
I be able to see right.
You can see it a bit.
Yeah.
Yep. And like there is a slow sort of movement
Like a little-
downstream, but it's
yeah.
nothing major. But yeah, as you sort of slosh into the water, and are you like jumping forward to try and get her because she had a little bit of a head start on you, or are you like wading in and getting submerged yourself to get her? How?
I'm swimming straight towards her.
Okay. Yep. All right. So I'll get you to make a perception check, I guess.
Was it to find her or to get?
Yeah, just to see her,
Just to see her.
see whereabouts she is, so you can try and grab her.
Oh, it's a 6. I was like, oh, that's not
Yeah.
bad. That's not great. 9.
Okay. So you think you can see about what?
I
Yeah.
forgot that I learned guidance.
Oh.
I gotta remember. Well, because I haven't had it until
Yeah.
True.
between this session. Could I have like retroactively been like?
You'll remember this
I'll
next
remember.
time.
Yeah.
For the next guy that drowns.
Yeah. So you're sort of looking around in the murk, and it's difficult to see without dark vision. I would say on an 8, no, a 6, 9.
So 6 plus 3.
Oh, okay. Yep. On a 9, you'd be at disadvantage trying to grab her, but
Okay.
I'll get you to make a athletics check
Yeah.
to try and.
Strength check, and then if I was proficient in athletics, which
Yep.
I'm not,
Yep.
I could add that. 7.
Okay, so you sort of do collide with her under the water. Not quite where you thought she was, but you're like, oh, that wasn't like a stick or something. That was a body. And you may be a few foot under. You start pulling, and she just does not move. Whatever is holding her in place, you are unable to pull her anywhere.
Mhm.
If anything, you're getting pulled slightly down. Any bonuses or...
Not really.
Okay. Ricky.
So quick question about spellcasting. Semantic is hand movements.
Somatic. It's like you need to use your body in
Okay.
some way.
Yeah,
You
cool.
need to have a hand free.
Yeah, because the V is vocal.
Verbal.
Yeah.
So okay, so minor illusion doesn't need verbal, so I should be okay to cast that without drowning myself.
Okay.
But basically, so I can kind of, I've seen her a little bit ahead of me getting pulled and still not resisting,
Off to
right?
the side, yep.
Yep, and now Kincaid's trying to help, and so I can see that she maybe is still a bit glazed over.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to cast minor illusion, and I can create a sound which volume can range from a whisper to a scream.
Okay.
And so I'm like, it'll be underwater, so I know
Underwater.
it'll be muffled, but I'm trying to create it right where, on top of where she is.
Okay.
And it's me screaming, get up, get up, get up.
Okay.
And then,
Snap
So-
out of it.
yeah, and that lasts for
Don't
a
go
minute.
towards the
So
light.
it's just constant, get up, get out, get out, get out, get up, whatever I said.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and pull myself up the bank of this river because I know I was a bit heavy. So try and
So
swim
you're
and
turning
pull
around.
Yep.
Okay.
Turning around and swim and pull myself up the bank of this river.
All right. So there's not really much to pull on.
Okay, or swim then. I
Other
guess,
than
yeah.
other than the roots, which
I don't want to touch.
you can if you want.
No, I'll try and just swim then. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll get you to make a perception check while you're under.
Yeah. It's just half your movement.
Yeah.
Swimming.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You just swim.
Perception is bad.
Okay. So we'll say with a bad roll, basically you start swimming back up
7.
to get out, and you can't really see what's going on because as you turn, it like kicks up all this silt and stuff.
Yeah.
Very hard to see under this water. But you do make it back out. Sort of crawl out. You are dripping and
I crawl on
sodden.
my back. Like,
And you would see like you would hear it. This sort of like explosion of noise underwater.
It's like a Murloc from Warcraft.
It is. Missed opportunity.
Murloc King.
Alright. Any other action or good?
No, that should be me done.
Okidoka. Third.
Alright, so he just got an out. Was Varus now?
Unconscious.
Varus is snapped out of it. He's sort of
He's
just
like
like
on the because I slapped him away.
yeah. Gave him a slippy slap and then ran off.
So that's pretty much just getting Harrock.
Yeah.
How far
Well,
away?
he is kind of hanging on to Harrock just a bit
Underwater.
under.
Okay. I'll head over to them and then just like sort of grab Harrock and like, give her a couple slaps across the face and like shake her out.
So she's still like fully submerged under the water. You
Oh,
could
fully submit. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, they're both in the water.
she's like being pulled downwards. You could potentially grab Kincaid and give him he could give you advantage on pulling her
To try and
out.
lift her up, yeah.
Or you could swim past him and try and pull her personally and have advantage. Up to you.
Yeah, I'll try and help Kincaid.
Yep.
Just lift her out of the water, get her head above.
Alright, so new advantage rules, both roll and then take the highest. I like that better. Strength. Athletics. If you
16 plus 7.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's way better than mine.
7.
So you've got a good grip on her, but you provide the backward force that you need.
It's like a tug of war thing. Like I'm holding on
Yeah.
her and like
Yeah.
PK.
Yeah, but as a team effort, you do begin to pull her, and there's a lot more resistance than you're expecting. But you do eventually. What was your total? Sorry.
Or was it 23? I think it was 16 plus 7.
Yep. Yeah. So you pull her free of whatever is holding her, and you sort of back out of the water, and you pull up these drowning people that were fully submerged. And she seems like she's willing, like she's not mindlessly attempting to walk.
Kind of.
The
Snapped out.
you can guess that the sound that was played in front of you was enough to sort of like startle her at least. And you pull her out of the water, like up onto the soft, sandy sort of edge. Not sandy, but rough.
Grassy.
Yeah, less rough. And sort of sit back panting, just like. And she comes up and she. What was that?
Something charmed you.
Oh.
Controlled your minds.
Oh.
I'll stop that screaming in the water.
And she. Thanks. And she sort of like coughs up a bit of water. Something under there sort of grabbed me. My feet. I was being pulled. I was trying to backtrack, but I think the tree roots maybe.
Yeah, me too.
Would any of us have seen what it was? Like that was the tree roots or
I'd say while you were pulling her, there's a little bit too much motion going on, but it looked like something was like attaching to her lower portion,
root
like to her feet,
tentacles or
something like
along
that.
those lines.
Yeah.
Big bag snakes.
Something like
Cracking.
Yeah.
she sort of, I don't remember at all what that was.
So much for not getting wet.
You have prestidigitation, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't that just dry us all?
I
And she's sort
I
of
was
like,
looking at it
we
before. I
pull
don't think so.
Up on the other side of the riverbed, or
You
back
clean,
onto the
like,
side that
mud
we were.
Can clean or soil? I don't know if
We can do a
clean.
bunch of other stuff.
soil the clothing. Oh no, someone crapped your pants.
Soiled
I can
myself.
do harmless sensory effect, light or snuff out a candle, torch or small campfire, instantly clean or soil, chill, warm or flavour food.
Warm is what I was thinking.
Food.
Food.
Did
Food.
it
Yeah.
say food?
I mean,
Um,
people can be food. You can
you
get
can
clothes.
Chill, warm or flavour up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material.
Okay.
So clothing?
Clothes?
That counts as clothes, yeah.
I could warm
1
them.
cubic foot, yeah. If you
Yeah.
take all your clothes off and put them in a pile, that's less
But
than
also-
a cubic foot.
And prestidigitation I can cast at will. So
Yeah, so you can just do
Yeah,
do.
I'm thinking in terms of like, it's not like a nice heater and
Yeah.
a warm bath, but like the
And
next
it's
best thing of
yeah.
like dry clothes and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
can,
so
I can find my
she's
best to
sort
do
of
that.
just like getting rid of some water and just wringing it out of her hair.
Incapable of pulling seaweed out of the
Yeah.
shell.
Yeah. Like a whole
Um,
Not seaweed, but
While they're all
Where did all this come from?
While they're all doing that, can I summon Hermes and throw him across the river to go and find whatever the hell that was?
Sure, make a perception check with Hermes.
Which is advantage.
It is. Yeah, go for it.
15 plus 3, 18.
So you sort of send him in wherever you saw it, and there doesn't appear to be anything in the vicinity that is emitting any light.
Okay. Well, yeah, just leave him on guard.
So he's just sort of flapping around.
Yeah. And... Alrighty, how do we want to get across the river?
Well, I was thinking we just tie a rope from one side, jump over tight to the other, a tree on the other side, and just.
you guys can just jump.
I can just jump across.
Yeah, and
Why?
then
I can tie,
use the
jump
rope.
across, tie it on the other side.
Yeah, use the rope to help the other three of us
Yeah.
swim across, and then Ricky can, warm us up, dry us off, sort of thing on the other side, and keep going. So otherwise, I feel like we're going to end up doing like chopping down trees for a bridge or something, which is probably not
Yeah.
going to go down well with the.
Well, yeah, like if there's not a tree near to the bank on our side, I've got climbing pythons, we can just drive into the ground sort of thing, and it'd still be closer to the surface of the water, but apparently whatever's dangerous is on the bottom of the river, so touching the top of the water shouldn't be too bad.
From what you guys have said, that seems
Yeah,
to
from
be
what we
fairly
said,
accurate.
it could be completely different, and it might just crocodile Dundee you, but
But you said there was like a tree a couple meters away.
on the other side, yeah.
So yeah,
But I haven't looked on this side.
I'm guessing. Do we have a tree around our end too?
They're just bear in mind they're quite large trees, so
Yeah.
not like you'd be able to chop them down without a
Yeah.
lot of heartache.
I meant to just tie a rope around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume
Yeah, so you
we'll
could-
have rope.
You could
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
up.
I've got 150 feet just on me.
Yeah. So I
So
reckon.
you got plenty of rope to get across.
Yeah, tie around one end, jump across, tie around the other, and then just help them get across.
And so Harrock's sort of like, while you're all discussing, she jumps back into the water, and like swims across the surface, and makes it to the other side, and it's just like, it's only at the bottom. I didn't get grabbed until, well, whatever was holding me was down there, so I'm already wet.
Yeah,
we all
already went.
except for Bears.
Well, yeah, and the prestidigitation thing can drive across.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a
I
big
guess we all just swim across.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
swim
right.
across.
I'll just jump
Don't
across.
touch the bottom.
Basically.
Cool beans. Yes, so staying well away from the whatever's down the bottom is good enough to get you across it without issue. And you sort of get to the other side. It's noticeably colder, but prestidigitationizing all of the water out of your clothing is enough to, reset you back to as warm as you could be.
Pass around my flask with vodka. Give everyone a mouthful to help
Thank
warm you up. Yeah, warm your bones. Good turtle vodka.
That's a strong one.
It is.
And then hands it on.
Good Polish flavor.
Tastes salty.
You can clean furniture with it, cure leather with it.
Polish shoe.
I feel like it's cleaning my insides.
He
It's
does.
kind of warm though.
Work
I
at
like it.
petrol.
He got flora be gone.
All right, so you swim across. Are any of you actually? You're deep-seated.
Ah, yeah, you're right. It's a deep water.
I don't
Considering
know.
we already know where the bottom is, it's like
Yeah.
2 meters.
You can make that call.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like,
Do you think it's enough to?
well, it's like, yeah, it's.
I'd say roll a
Let me roll on this one. I'll talk to you about
Yeah.
it after.
Yep.
Because we changed the story. Just a, what do you reckon, Constitution or a flat D20 or a...
I'd say con.
Well, I think that's a flat roll. 19.
Yep.
Yeah, keep using that one.
I'm going to keep using this stuff.
Yeah. So basically, there's a moment of, you know,
Hesitation.
yeah, a little bit of panic sets in, but you see everyone else just sort of go straight in, and you're like,
Yeah, I go last.
steal through it. Yep. And you'll get to the other side.
Beauty.
All dried up.
As best as can. I can't dry like hair.
Yeah, yep.
Skin,
But you can
clothing,
remove the
we
water
can
from
dry
clothing.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
Just wrap a towel around her head.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a reptile.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
Like, yeah. I'll
Yeah, I just
try.
Grab my hand and like squeegee the water out.
And Harrock does the same.
I've got.
Or Kincaid's minds just flex.
We
Kind
talked
of flicks the water around.
about it. It's like, I don't know where we landed on it, but the what hair I do grow, it's more like the dragonborn kind of head, tail,
Spiny.
things. What?
I'll need to look
Funny
up a
sort
photo,
of
'cause
stuff.
what-
Yeah,
I'm,
you know,
I'm
like
thinking
dragon-
like
dragon-
Margin Boo kind of. Pink fleshy appendage.
Is that it? You got a pink fleshy
exactly
appendage?
what it is.
That's pretty much
Or like
what it
the,
is.
what are they called from Star Wars? The Twi'leks.
Ah, yeah.
Yep. The old dong,
You a soaker?
donger for
That's
a
the
head.
one.
Yep.
Mm.
Cool.
Or like in
So-
YouTube, but opposite side.
You sort of
Like those sort of things.
Okay.
Like dreadlocks, but
It's spiky.
spiny
Yeah.
dreadlocks
Sort of like
in a
that.
way.
Why aren't you Jamaican?
because it felt racist when I tried the accent at home. I don't know if it was, but it felt.
So you toyed with the idea?
I did think about it.
Brother, you get man.
I was like, I feel like that's just. I don't know. There's something there. I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing that.
That's okay.
Like,
You do what you're comfy with. So you sort of get all settled up again and keep on going. She sort of like gets her bearings again, pauses for a minute, and then is like, right, this way. And begins sort of not quite parallel, but a little bit off with the downstream of the river. And you see other little tributaries, like smaller rivers that you can easily jump across without needing a run up. But yeah, there's a bit of water around. It's probably an hour and change later. Harrock is in the lead, as always. And she sort of like suddenly raises a hand, turns her head a little. Hide.
Okay.
And she immediately sort of tucks in amongst the roots.
That's scary.
And you all make a stealth check. We'll do a group check again.
Duck and cover.
So I roll twice because disadvantage.
For stealth?
Oh,
Yeah,
stealth,
I'm
yeah.
disadvantaged
Could you
stealth.
Because
Yeah.
you clink and clank.
19.
That's better.
Well done.
12.
16.
14.
Cool.
Not bad.
I just go, and I look like a rock.
A little spiny rock.
Yeah, I look like a craggy rock.
You're just a rock with a bag on it. About
Yeah, pretty much.
Rock with a backpack
You
and a
take the
shield
backpack.
and a shovel.
So
someone's been sitting here.
the trees are getting quite large where you're at. Probably, 4 meter wide trunks, like getting fairly big. And the root systems for these things are quite immense. So there are a lot of little places to hide. You'll sort of like split and find the nearest tree. Harrock is basically just like gone. You look around for her and you're like, jeez. But you all tuck in and you wait.
Can I walk into Hermes? He rolled a 16 on the stealth.
Okay. Yep, sure. Where is he
he's
staying
just,
with?
Somewhere up, like he just flew higher up into the canopies to look down. Sort
Okay.
of thing.
Yep.
It's just like up on a bridge.
Well,
Yeah,
just
outside,
real
sort of.
high up.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I think I'm gonna like minor illusion. Like if I've kind of tucked myself into a little root system, just like some vines overhanging or something to kind of just conceal me even more. Like I'm
Cool.
behind a sheet.
I like this flavour. How are you hiding?
Kincaid like found like some boulders and just like did like a little like somersault through some mud, so he's like just all muddy, so like up next to the other muddy rocks
Nice.
with like my stuff underneath me.
Yeah.
So it's like
You're
my
hiding it.
backpack and everything there, and then I'm on top of it.
Cool.
Just planking in a bush.
Okay. So you like slither into the mud underneath
Yeah.
and yep, hide as best you
down
can.
hiding.
Great dough. Like a log.
Crash. Sound of your hiding was just bump, jangle, silence.
Actually, he rolled pretty well, so it was more of a. So you all sort of clam up, and you're all tucked away, and you wait, and it's like a solid minute. You walk into Hermes, make a perception with advantage.
18.
Where are you looking?
I just want Hermes to be kind of doing a little bit of it, like, I don't know if there's 2 trees and he's doing a figure 8, or if there's just one big tree that we're all hiding near and he's just going around like that. But yeah, just I want him to be staying near us.
Okay.
And just kind of circling and just looking down around near us, like if there's anything in that area.
All right.
But yeah, 18.
So, flying around, like walked in, you are unable to see anything for the moment. Nothing that warrants hiding.
Do I hear anything?
While you're flapping, though, it takes probably a minute and a half of Hermes sort of like scanning, like a big field of vision. And eventually you see, moving very slowly in the dark, in the gloom, you see one of the creatures that you were destroying in Broadaxe. One of the
Yeah.
panther-like,
Teleporters.
6-legged,
Tasty tentacles.
large, 9-foot-long sort of creatures stalking along in the gloom. And that's about all you can see, but you see it, wending its way amongst the tree very, very smoothly towards, like, your direction.
Can I get Hermes to fly about 100 feet away from us,
Okay.
and then to make a really loud noise?
What's the range?
It's 150 feet that I can control him while
Yep.
we're walking.
Yep.
So I want him to fly 100 feet away from us in some direction, and then just go, woo, woo.
Yep. So,
It's the sound of a beat.
a rave begins off in the forest.
Just in lights that splashing. Like Hermes there going.
Yeah, you might go dancing live.
Bounce up and down the tree range.
Rave pigeon?
That's what they call him.
That was really good.
So as he flies off and starts making this noise, you sort of flapped over there, and then looking back, you lose track of this creature.
Yep.
Being that it's a fair way back.
Yep.
But persistently making a noise
Yep.
that would garner attraction.
Yeah, I just want him to hang out there for like 30 seconds, and then I think he has to be within 30 feet for me to despawn him.
Okay.
I think, but having him just hang out over there.
Yep.
Which just came to mind is a scene from Hot Fuzz where they're looking for the swan and like they're oh.
No luck catching them swans, then.
It's just the one swan actually.
Gold. Just gold.
Everyone and their mums is fucking around here.
Like who?
Farmers.
Farmers.
Farmers' moms.
Sweet
That's the
loading.
rest of the stream. It's just us going through hot bars line by line
Uh-huh.
from the top. Listen.
He does for this one. What do you mean this
This
one?
one.
Skull. Like
The giant like sea mine.
say mine. Nah, it's a load of don't climb.
I love that movie.
What a movie.
I have to go through this with you later because it's the way it's worded. It doesn't really tell me
Okay.
the range on what I can prove him in and out.
Okay.
Basically.
So we'll go for
like
30.
It's like it says telepathically there's a range to control him, and then it just says also you can dismiss him and you can summon him to within 30 feet of you, but it doesn't tell me the range on being able to despawn
Oh,
him.
okay.
So is it like despawn him anywhere, but you can't just be like teleporting him around? Like
Yeah.
you can despawn him wherever, but he can only come back
Yeah, I
Within
will.
30 feet.
We'll have a look at the rules
Something
later.
like that. That's
we'll,
alright.
we'll work it out.
All good. So are you? That is your goal to despawn.
Yeah, just I want him to hang around there for like 30 seconds, make a bunch of noise, and then just.
Okay. And he does so, and you guys are like, there is some other wildlife, like you do hear insects and hoots and hollers and stuff in the night, or in the gathering night. Feels like night. And you're sort of clammed up. It's been probably 2 minutes now, and you hear Hermes stop making his noise. And nothing happens. You don't hear anything approach you. You guys are blissfully unaware, just like laying under your bush or laying in amongst the rocks. Nothing eventuates, and you hear Harrick sort of like, I definitely heard something, some sort of bird call, not a native.
That was me.
No, before that. I mean, nice touch. Like that may have distracted him enough. Yeah,
A war party moving through, or
might be a pack. Just they roam around. That's what they do. We are in the shallows still, so it's very likely. I heard what sounded like. Normally, the forward scouts would make a bird call that sounded like what I heard. So maybe, I don't know, they caught our trail. I don't know. We're not being as stealthy as we should be. But I haven't heard anything else, so
It's like the forward scouts of the Shaded.
yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
One of the clans, one of the packs.
Would it maybe be helpful if Kincaid at the back of the pack got a shovel and like swept the floor behind us, got rid of our
Oh,
markings, or is that
No. What the
That. Wait, we'll work it out. Yeah.
what the shaded can read in the ground, myself included, you won't be able to
more
hide
than
it.
footprints?
Yeah,
Okay.
especially
Just a thought.
with like a shovel.
Yeah.
Shovel would be a dead giveaway, if
that's-
anything.
Yeah, that's the only tool we've kind of got
Yeah.
on hand. I just
Or a hammer.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You'd be best trying to, I don't know,
we don't have a
lead
broom.
two different tracks and get rid of one lot, or try and lead them off your
Move like
path.
Bear
They'll
Grylls.
follow you no matter
we
where
all
you go.
walk backwards, so they think we're leaving.
That will outsmart them definitely.
It looks like they walked into a tree.
Here, the trail goes straight off a cliff.
It goes from this pile of rocks leading outward, and Kincaid's just like tucked away.
Like
Flawless.
what's the is it cloister? It's just like the shell with eyes and
Yeah.
like the tongue.
Yeah.
The little tongue.
No, shoulder.
Cloister or shoulder? I get
Yeah,
shoulder.
shoulder.
Cloister's the big
original
one that has
with
like the
yeah.
4 spikes.
Shoulder.
Yeah.
that?
But yeah. So Harrick's sort of
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe create with prestidigitation, just kind of like, so if we're kind of starting moving again this way, I'm gonna create some like odor that might be of like people just lingering and like almost going off in like a perpendicular kind of to us.
Yep.
Just because I can do a harmless odd odor.
okay. Cool. How long does it last?
An hour.
Okay. Cool. So you do so.
He just remembers the smell of the rotting carcass downstairs.
Tried to recreate.
Well, no, not something so overwhelming. Almost just like sweat,
Okay.
right? Like it's just like, oh, someone's travelled through here, right? And like it's moving that way
A
almost.
little musk.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Try and
Little
throw up a
A1.
bit like a second track, I guess.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything? Shovel and hammer.
Yeah. No.
Moving stealthily, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
If that, yeah.
I-
if that's what
Yeah.
Harold
I would, because I might live. You guys probably won't if they catch up with us.
Well, just don't hide too much in front of us that we lose you in this green sea, though.
Oh no, I'll make sure it's nice and clear for you.
Okay, perfect.
What weapons does Harold have?
She's got a bow slung over her back. Yep. Yeah. So she makes a stealth.
Are we stopping?
Yep.
Yeah.
So group stealth.
I got
Okay, bitch, I lost the guide.
17.
Guidance. Love it.
a non-natural 20 for me.
Stealthier than Varys.
I got a foe.
I rolled a 2. I think it's a +1.
This
from
is why I
guidance.
did the group check.
-1 from group check.
That's all the crap. So it's an overall. It's higher than 10, which is good.
Yeah.
He's got a
Harold rolled a
DC.
1.
And Harok sort of mutters an enchantment and casts Pass Without a Trace. So,
It's much better than 2.
so you guys all, Ricky.
Lose yourself.
Yeah, he's all mudded up. He's gone tribal.
He's like Rambo.
Predator.
But,
yeah, I was thinking Predator.
No, it's because I'm a theatre kid. It's like I've got like a little mirror and I'm doing like the greatest plan.
Oh, yeah. That bit in Hunger Games
Yeah,
where he's like,
Hunger Games where Peter's painting his face.
Ricky's like, he's put all the mud in his beard and he's got
Yeah.
bits of moss all over him and he's perfectly
Or
camouflaged.
Master of Disguise when he disguised himself as the cowshed.
Yep. Oh, what a terrible movie. I love it.
Great film.
Right, so you guys sort of, keep going on your trail. She sort of corrects every now and again, but the walk through the forest is getting a lot more arduous. She does show you the easiest way around and through the roots, and like you actually have to climb over the bottoms of these roots now. The trees again getting bigger and wider, and the light is actually getting a lot worse as daylight's fleeing. The amount of light that comes through the canopy, not a lot. So you're in the middle. No, you're at the back.
You're back.
You find like you're starting to scrabble a little.
Probably just concentrating on like Varys in front.
Yeah. But yeah, in the low light, your eyes would be struggling to pick out detail at this stage. And
Almost, I might start. I'll start. Hopefully, he can hear me. Start kind of whispering, like if there's big, like if it's like, big root. I'll just kind of be like big root.
Yeah.
Like to try and
Yeah,
call
sort of
out
passing it
terrain
back.
as we're going. Like
Yep.
slippery rock or something, just so he's hopefully a little.
Watch out for the mind the step.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're-
Just to,
you're all sort of following Harrock's
Yeah.
path
Yeah.
to the T now because it actually helps a lot.
yeah.
And on occasion she'll sort of stop and like sniff the air and listen, just looking around, looking back the way you came, and she doesn't show any signs that she's seen or heard anything, so you continue on the way you're going. Do you continue using that smell or are you just using it the once?
No, I think just the once,
Okay.
just kind of to create a bit of a. If they
Diversion?
found where we'd stopped for a bit, and
Yep. Okay.
just the once.
Cool. As you sort of get out of a big cluster of roots, there's a small clearing, and it becomes a little bit easier for you to walk. I'll get you all to make a perception check.
They'll go to my sight.
Every time something comes up, I'm just horrible.
That's a 12.
12.
5.
Also 12.
7.
4.
Okay. So, walking along, you don't hear anything untoward. You can still hear nightlife. You can hear like bugs and insects and that sort of stuff. And all of a sudden, you notice there's a keening sort of whine, and out of seemingly nowhere, we're gonna have to roll initiative.
Blimey, governor.
What's a keening whine? What is
Like
that?
a higher and higher pitched whine.
Oh, okay.
10.
Almost like hyena or something.
Oh, yeah, 10.
9.
Not too bad.
I'm right behind this.
Hold up. Wait.
Who has the higher dex?
Yeah, +3.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
+0.
Okay. That's normally what you do want to draw.
Run on.
That's a big fight.
I mean, makes sense. At the back,
Yeah.
kind of can't see very well
Yeah.
as well.
Wait,
Absolutely.
who rolled higher, sorry?
It's this order.
Oh, okay.
Seating order.
Yeah.
Was not a fantastic roll.
No, overall.
That's our
Can't
highest
lie.
initiative was 10.
Yeah.
We're a little bit behind the air ball. Big day of
It's
travelling.
dark. We don't really know where we are. Like, well, not. We know we're in Glyndoltha, but like,
Yeah.
this is not.
Forte.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty green in this sea.
It is. Like, underfoot, there's a lot of foliage, like, lots of dying leaves and...
She's lush.
Yeah, she's very lush. It's a full-blown ecosystem,
It all looks like.
just very low light down the bottom. So there's not that much shrubbery. It's more just like mouldering plant life. And some hardier bushes and shrubs. Mushrooms occasionally.
kind of picturing. I've been picturing kind of like the forest from Avatar, but less luminescent and tropical.
Yeah.
And with less blue people.
Bigger trees, though.
Yeah.
Bigger than the Avatar trees, the ones they live in.
Jesus.
So like hundreds of meters across.
No, not that one tree. They're not all that big, are they?
Most of them. Well, like heaps of them.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
They had like the trees
There is
in
that
Avatar,
one
like,
big tree.
there is-
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
like a
like a big-
city.
It was like Corin's tower, like with every single tree.
Yeah, okay. So not all that big.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
But
boy.
they're getting to like 6-7 meter wide
Yeah,
trunks.
the size around of like this.
Getting
table.
big.
Have you ever been to the 1,000 Steps?
Yes, I have.
Been on the way back down those massive. That's what I'm kind of
I haven't
picturing.
been there
Big
for
monsters,
ages.
but a lot more thick. Like
Yeah, okay.
they're very, very dense in
yep.
here. All right, initiative. Oh, I didn't roll for.
I'm going to be last, so I'm
Yeah,
going to take
yeah.
this opportunity.
All right.
I don't like the old wine. It's like a hunting call, you know?
If anyone else needs to take a short break before.
I'm all gravy.
And you want to put our minis on the board, like in relative to where
Yeah.
we are?
Let's do
That's
so.
probably a good idea, yeah. And I'm guessing they're big
Kyle's new
tree
mini
trunks.
for Haddock. Just an orc.
Oh,
I
that's
was
cool.
like, that'll work.
Yeah,
So in your
Yeah, it was like Thuridin
Right.
and then
Going
Ricky,
into
Third and me, yeah.
then me, then Kincaid.
right. So wait, sorry. Say
So
again.
Thuridin's after,
We're on
after
there.
and then Ricky, then Varys,
And then Kincaid.
Barris walk.
Barris book.
What about Mr. Owlboy? Is he?
I haven't
He just sitting
resummoned
on a
him.
tree.
I haven't resummoned him
yeah,
since
in his little
seized
pocket
him.
dimension.
Otherwise, like, like I was considering, well, I should have had him back out for the perception checks.
But it's also one of those things like, if we're being stealthy on the ground, him flying among the trees might attract a different kind of attention, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it depends how high it's flying.
Yeah.
true. But there could be like pterodactyls out here. You never know.
I'll wait for Coil.
Turkeys.
So from what I read, it's like up to the DM when it comes to what you're talking about.
Find familiar.
Oh,
Summon.
it's a bit.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
could-
just make a judgment call,
Yeah.
whatever it
it
sounds.
just doesn't specify.
Yeah, that's cool.
All it specifies is the 100-foot communication
Yeah.
thing plus.
Telepathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can see 40 miles if they're on a mountaintop or some shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Jesus.
it was 40. I think it said 40 miles if
Insane.
you're on like a mountaintop or like something
like around the
very
curvature
high.
of the Earth.
Yeah,
It's a good distance.
It's like 8 miles to the horizon or something.
yeah. So
on a
they can
mountaintop.
do
Yeah,
40
I can see.
miles from
Oh yeah, on a mountaintop.
on a mountain or some really high vantage
Something
point,
ridiculous.
Like a big tree.
like a big tree. Except if you're looking down at more trees, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can just see 40 miles of more trees.
So,
Yeah.
as we jump into initiative order, let me just get the thingos ready. Oops, wrong. Nope. Nope. Yep.
Have you changed the way in which it? Because you used to go from this end, now you go from that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
actually,
I
yeah.
don't remember.
yeah.
Just don't know.
I mean, whatever way is easiest for you.
Yeah.
I'll keep it the same.
Sorry, calm down. I was just logging it so I can be horrified. That was like 75% of my daily calories.
Yup.
Delicious. Before we start combat, big thank you to Battlefield Accessories for the scenery. We don't have any forest sets. We've got lots of dungeon stuff, but still using some of their stuff. So check them out if you need any accessories for your Battlefield. It's good. And Aussie owned. A good mate. And also, big thank you to Midnight Malaise for the BGM. It'll sound slightly different in the YouTube video because I'll re-add it in. But, I mean, sounds great. And I love it.
Yeah.
So if you need any done, make sure you hit him up. I'm his first customer. And at the ground floor.
Gotta start somewhere.
But thank you to those sponsors. Now, going into initiative order, there is a surprise round. So as you're walking along, you begin, your ears sort of perk up to this keening whine. And I'm going to get you all to roll. What dice do you not use the most? 12? All of you roll a d12. Just for fun. Oh dear.
12.
Roll a
Bing
d12.
bong.
Oh, true.
I got 12.
11.
11.
Jeez.
12.
Good roll.
Roll off 11s.
2. 9.
Let's hope we roll 2 as well.
And I'll get you to roll off 12s as well, I guess. Rolls lower.
7.
12.
Okay.
That being bong.
King of the 12. King of the 12.
Bing that bong.
Being that bomb.
Being that bomb. Muffy baby.
Muffy baby.
Okay. So, Ricky, Varus, and
surprised.
you are. So, initiative order, but surprise round first.
Sharking Carden.
As you begin to hear that whine, you sort of glance around to the source of it, and you two and Haruk again. Yep, you guys failed at the river as well. Not a good time.
She's not much of a guide, is she?
Yeah.
As you all turn, these immense winged shapes collide into you. I'm going to need you to make a strength saving throw.
Damn. Oof. I think the Roman's true. Oh. Yeah, it's 17. It's good.
-1.
So, out of
I'm
nowhere,
going to melt down a bunch of D20s in the offering.
What's he grabbing?
they are not what they
They're in the dice tray.
Flying spiders.
Maybe it's my hands.
Spiders!
Start rolling with your
So
feet.
you are here.
Yep.
Maybe it's the angle and height that you're rolling them at.
You,
Maybe. I guess.
There are spiders, Harry.
so,
I don't have a good spell prepared today.
That's alright.
out of the darkness from above, what look like bears. They collide with quite an immense force. Ricky, you are able to, keep your footing enough to sort of roll with being struck from the side. Harrock and Varys, you are both knocked prone.
Mm-hmm.
You. I'm using your orc mini. Yay! I was like,
I'm trying to do a druidess, but it's not really a druidess, it's just a lady that has. It's close enough. And I was like, you're going to have a bunch of green stuff, and you're a druid now.
Yep, perfect. So these bear-like creatures sort of collide from the side.
But they're flying.
They have these scaly, fibrous-looking wings flapped behind them. And they roar as they do this, and they look like bears. Some would call them drop bears. I love it.
Yeah.
I was gonna make that joke the other way, and nah, that's gonna be a shit joke. You made it anyway.
Nope.
That's this small encounter.
The Green Sea is exclusively full of koalas.
Yeah.
Fuck, are we in Australia?
Wait, yeah.
Well,
She had an Australian accent.
Orcs are semi-ochre in our world.
True, yes.
That's where I got the inspiration from.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Right. So...
Shit.
Well, the reason I went Australian is because he's an orc, but he was raised by dwarves. So the mid-ground between a Scottish and an orc was bloody bogan, mate.
Okay, so we've got... Where's my dice? So that would be Ricky. You'll take. What's that? You'll take 7 piercing damage,
Mm-hmm.
and Varys and Harrock both take 13.
Ouch.
Fucking nuts.
Level 4 ain't that strong, you know.
I'm just keeping track of all damage done, basically. Cool. So as these things roar, the wine sort of coming from the tension of their wings as they swoop in, they collide with you and sort of pounce on top for an attempt to knock them prone. Ricky's the only one left standing, and this thing is like slavering in your face, like as a big old bear would, and we'll go to normal initiative order.
A revenant bear, but with wings.
Kind of. Yeah, a little more.
Can you say they were scaly wings?
Yeah, so not like full-blown scales like a dragon, like fibrous, like fleshy sort of wings.
Right.
I'm
So
picturing
sparse
basically
hair on it, but
devil bears.
kinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys seen Annihilation?
No.
Nope.
Natalie Portman. Yeah.
There's a like
yeah.
undead mutated bear in that. That's
Okay.
like I'll find a clip of it and I'm very much it's actually a terrifying scene. But
Well, yeah.
it's a cool movie. It's a really cool movie.
Visually very impressive.
But that's what I'm picturing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Zombie bear with human vocal cords.
So top of initiative order is Harrock. She sort of turns her head just as this shape collides with her in the dark, and they're probably maybe 5-6 foot long, and they look like they weigh a fair bit. She's going to attempt to get out from underneath the thing, and she is unable to free herself from using its weight to hold her down.
Yeah.
And it's just like holding her pinned to the floor. She looks panicked for a second and then goes, "Oh," and she mutters a string of words, and she uses Misty Step to sort of 30 feet. To get out from underneath the creature on top of her. So she would use. I assume you still have to stand up
After you
Well,
half
yeah,
it,
like I don't know what
After,
the
so she'll
is.
have,
from laying
she'll
down.
have 30 feet of movement. She uses 15 of that to stand up.
Yeah, but
and then
like,
still has
can she
action.
misty step to
Yeah.
a stand?
You can't Misty Step to a stand, but Misty Step only requires verbal. You don't have to move
Yeah,
your
so
body
she like,
physically at all.
she like, and she reappears still lying down, and then,
Yeah,
and then scramble up.
As we learned from Cheese Man doing the
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
That was a
Beautiful.
good robbery.
That was Dimension Door, though, wasn't it? Not Misty Step.
No, it was the Dimension Door.
Just better.
Couldn't take you with me because you were too big.
That's right. Yeah, it was like of the same size, and we're like,
Yeah.
you're at home.
I'm very tiny though as well. The whole time was just me standing on Watchtower's shoulders.
Getting piggybacks around.
True. So Harold sort of appears in the ground. Oh wait, you said yes, 15. And she begins to like run and get some distance from her attacker.
She still has her action.
She attempted to break free as her action.
Oh, couldn't do that. We was like, okay,
That's right.
the best ones. Canonically, that's what Misty Step.
Yeah.
That's how it sounds. I didn't actually.
No, that's the verbal component. You have to say that. That's the magic word. It's like
Expelliarmus, just up there.
Quick, poi!
Quick, point me over there.
There wasn't a point in that one.
Yeah. It's not poi.
yeah.
Zaris, you are up next.
Is this one within 5 feet of either Ricky or Thuridan?
It is on
This one.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Ah, okay,
Basically.
Cool.
It,
Alrighty,
it didn't knock me prone, but it's like
Yeah.
on top, like yeah, I imagine. Yes.
Big hug.
5. I would like to Misty Step to here.
So taking a you hear the poi and you go, ooh, that's a good idea.
Pretty much. And then I'll
And
stand
poi
up.
your way over.
Then I'll stand up, so I've got 15 feet of movement. And then I will crack off a crossbow shot at the one that's on Ricky.
Okie dokie.
Thank you.
Nat 20.
That's a juicy
Okay, so
And that's a
that's,
sneak attack
so
crit.
that's 1d8
sneak attack crit.
Plus 2d6?
Yeah, so naturally it's 1d8 plus 5 plus 2d6. So what's this for a crit?
2d8
So
plus 4d6.
2d8. 4 and 4, so 8.
Hold on. The first
First, yeah,
damage
First one's
is
max,
max.
so 8, so 12. And then it's the sneak attack damage is 4. And then do I double sneak attack again?
Yep.
And then that's another 5. So it's at 12 plus 4 is 16 plus 5 is 21.
Yeah,
Plus 5 for my dex.
So 26. Very
Nice.
Beauty.
So
little crossbow.
very quick response to this assault.
Getting molested.
Yeah. From basically the side, you knocked onto your side and like crunched into the dirt with this thing like driving its claws into you,
Slobbering on me.
and you vanish and reappear and hop up quickly and fire off a shot that seems to strike it sort of underneath the wing joint. Seems to be a soft spot, and a natural 20 hot dog. What was the total? 26.
26.
Very nice.
All right, beautiful. And you hear, ooh. Still standing.
Cool. Yeah, that's me.
Alrighty. That ways.
Yeah, you've done it the opposite way to what you did last
Yeah.
time, and it's
It's
doing
confusing me too. Third.
Whichever way is easier.
So the one that he just pinged this one, yeah?
Yeah, the one that's on Ricky.
Right behind you, basically.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll spin around and just go to clobber it over the face with the warhammer.
Okie dokie. Make an attack roll.
5 plus 7, 12.
Not quite enough. It's close. You swing it and it sort of recoils after being struck from the side. It's very like defensive right now, like looking around.
Yeah.
But that is a miss, unfortunately.
Alright. Yeah, and then I guess I'll just end my turn there.
Okie dokie. No, you don't have any bonus or anything?
not going to use anything. And I'm within range, so we'll have a... Or is it grappling him?
No, it failed. It's grapple on me.
Failed,
I
grapple, yeah.
stood my
So if I move, it'll get an attack on me, yeah? 'cause
If you move out of range.
Yeah.
You could like move around it or
No,
something.
I'll just stick there.
Okay. Cool. Ricky, my boy.
All right, so yeah, get out the long sword and take a swing at this one in front of me. I think.
Alrighty.
Crit.
Oh,
no,
no,
sucks
boys.
this-
Sucks to be this guy.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
this bear is sort of like, it's wincing a little from the side it got shot at, and you see a perfect opening on the other side as it's sort of ducking away from Thuridin. You see a beautiful opening, and you.
So that's 2d8s. So first one, 2 to an 8,
Okay, beautiful.
and that one's an 8.
Oh,
you love to see it.
You love to
That's
see it.
actually disgusting. Oh.
very nice.
So 16 plus 4, 20.
20 damage.
So 20 damage.
Ricky, how would you like to finish him?
So, alright, so he's dodged out of the way of Thuridin's hammer, and I just, like, in the ear, like, find an opening as he, like, basically dodges into my longsword.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, in the ear, and you see, like, his eyes just
Ram it all the way up to the
explode.
hilt.
Yeah.
Does it like come out the other ear?
Yeah. But yeah, just basically skewer him ear to ear.
All right.
And then I'm going to turn around to, I'll turn around to Kincaid and I'll say, looks like you'll be needing to add a few bears to your book, and I'll give you a bardic inspiration.
Cool.
Nice.
So it's a d6. You can
So
take-
as you pull the sword out of its head, like all this ichor sort of splats out, and it has sort of like fetid breath from eating whatever it eats, and they smell pretty bad. Not as bad as your pasted human in a basement, but fairly like rank odor. But yeah, you have slain this bear.
crits, that-
2 crits.
that poor
That's
bear.
this one.
I don't feel that bad for him.
Yeah.
Took more than half my hit points.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
13 is more than half.
I have 25.
Ricky, all done. Movement.
Action, bonus action. I'll just kind of turn and take a step to this one that was on Varys.
Okay.
So I'll
toward.
I'll step, and just kind of face up against it.
No worries, brother.
Hey, brother Kincaid.
You are up.
So that inspiration you can add to
Attack roll, AC, bunch of stuff.
ability check, attack roll, saving throw, damage, or AC as a reaction.
That's rather good.
All
Yeah.
of those are pretty
I forgot you can do it at that because you're a
Because I'm
thingy.
a warlord, whatever. Scar.
I'll like get out the hammer and shield and point at that one and say, I'll include some space for you in my book. I'm gonna step, probably easier if you do it.
Yeah.
Just step up to it. I'm gonna cast inflict wounds.
Ooh, nice. Alright, so spell attack, I believe.
Yep, spell attack. So
Oh my god.
Natural 20. Oh, good. Very good.
On inflict wounds, what level did you cast it at?
I didn't specify. Can it be level 2?
Go.
Yeah, it's level 2, boy.
I'll allow it.
Oh my god.
So that's
3
8d10. Jesus. Beg your pardon. 3d10 as base, 4d10 for level 2, and doubles for crit.
Jesus.
Oh,
Did you
geez,
want to
but-
roll? Or does it just die?
So he could roll all ones,
Yeah,
but
he
the
could.
first will be a
Yeah,
10.
so this would be
A 10?
so 10.
4 becomes a 10. Yep.
Yeah, start writing these down.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to keep track of it. And then
You want more d10?
How many do you need?
oh, it's a 10.
Oh my word.
That's a 9.
Just say stop when it's 10.
That's a 7. What did I say? 8. That's another 7. That's a 10.
That's a 10.
That's a 9.
That's 10. Softness.
That's an 8.
Sweetness.
Oh my word.
10,
That's a
10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 7, 7. So what's that?
That's unreal.
30,
Nothing below a 7.
30,
The bear explodes into a
39.
pile of gore.
Is that 71?
48. Hang on, yeah. 39, 48, 58, 62, 7.
Sweet God.
Does that do it? I can add. I got more. I can add that. I can also put my channel divinity into it if we need another whatever that is.
Do you declare that before or after?
It's when you hit something.
Okay. No, that's plenty.
You liquefy its insides.
Yeah, it just goes. Finish him. It just goes like, and just like bursts. It's like just splat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it kind of like instantly like putrefies and just.
So, in this quick sequence of things, Varys, like, out from underneath it, the thing turns, Ricky steps up to it, and then it sort of, like, rears its wings back, and then just...
Splits in half.
Yeah, camera shot from, like, your point of view, and you just see Kincaid, like, you know, like parts, and he's just, like, there with, like, the hand glowing.
He's just, like, glowing dark
there's,
green
like,
coming
wisps of,
from
like,
him.
green smoke coming up from his eyes and hands.
Harold just like standing on the edge, just watching this all happen.
It's just like...
Harry's like, oh my god!
Yeah. Gone to draw an arrow and
Yeah,
just frozen.
the whole way through, she's just been like, oh my god, why did Austrian pay this? It is now she's like, oh.
Yeah, here I am, like, I learned how to survive in the woods through school. And then next
Kincaid's just like smoking.
the next moment we're liquefying bears.
Okay.
Oh,
Well done.
It is the singular
Fucking creep.
bear's turn.
70
Horrified by what's happened to its family.
I think that's the most damage it's had now.
Does it just cry?
Yeah, does it just break?
That is an
Right?
easy... that's the highest damage in a single
Yeah.
hit for
Yeah.
certain.
70.
I'm
But
sure
that,
we'll have to have a leaderboard.
I think it was like 56 for that smite
Smite,
on
yeah,
the
you had a
bear.
big. That's what I was trying to
Smite on a gobby.
Was it
that
a
you
goblin?
did.
Yeah,
Yep.
it turned it into dust.
Mhm.
Yeah, if I'd added the channel
That was
divinity,
like
it would have been
11,
another
1 or 2
13.
as well.
Because it's
13 damage or
Yeah.
13 dice?
another 13 d8.
D10. Beautiful. Alright, so the bear will turn to the nearest target, which is through a
Maybe you
dollar.
should have like a whiteboard behind here with like the biggest
leaderboard.
Yeah.
biggest hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
biggest heal,
I,
biggest
I
crit.
like that. Keep
Or
track.
like paint, or you can get like the chalkboard paint. You
Yep.
just do like a
Oh,
little
yeah.
section of it like that or something.
Potentially. We do have a whiteboard right there.
Oh,
well,
Yeah, let's get the whiteboard up.
So I'll put that in one of your hands. You guys keep track
My
of
handwriting's terrible, so I don't want to draw it.
You'll probably
As the
scribe.
as Kincaid like, woo!
I'm gonna write this in my ledger.
Right,
Right, and I literally said,
in the
clear
book of death
space
next
for
to the
you.
bear, killed him the hardest.
This was
Boy,
really
oh
good
boy,
kill.
did he die. Boy, this one.
I bet if we go down the business route, Kincaid's going to pull up like a stat sheet. Be like, yes, yeah. Paris, yeah, an average of 36
A kill
damage.
tally.
Yeah, if you want like a quarterly quota,
Yeah.
it's like,
I think you should keep a kill tally
I-
for yourself.
He's been
Oh,
given
that's
a
great.
everyone. Tally.
Yeah, the average death book.
That's so good.
At the end, it'll be like, yeah, we
it's not,
saved.
it's not just things I've killed, it's just, I don't know if these are
Haven't you
sentient
like-
creatures though. Like, I don't think because they're animals. Like, he doesn't
Examine them
track
up.
it.
You've written like killed by this person, killed by that person, yeah? Yeah, so you've got the tally there.
Yeah. So at the end of it, it's like, yeah, we saved the continent at the cost of 7,000 lives.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Yeah.
Okay, bear's turn.
Yeah.
It roars and lumbers towards you, Thurin. And it's going to make its attacks. That is a non-natural 20.
City.
What's your AC, by the way?
16.
And a 10, so only one hit. So you take... You take 16 points of slashing damage. This big paw, and there's nothing you can do to get the sword in the way with the size of the paw on this thing. No,
The one.
Oh, it's
Back
the,
one
I
is
just have to
dead.
remove
Yeah.
the board.
Oh, right.
It's the one attacking through.
yeah,
So
just
that one's dead.
you sort of block one of the attacks with your sword as best you can, but the other paw just and big slices through your arms and through your chest. And that will be the end of
to the collection.
bear.
Yeah, more scars.
Surely that's got to be a short, like, natural 20, natural 20, natural 20,
Yeah.
this damage, and then just 10,
And
10,
then I'd
7,
short miss.
9.
Can't believe you didn't roll below a 7 as well.
Yeah,
10,
that-
10, 9, 9, 8, 7, 7.
Yep.
And yeah, even just
Still
the,
light.
the only one below it was the first one that got turned into.
Yeah.
It was a 4 or something.
A max.
So this is entirely justified after me rolling like
Yeah.
it's something in a
This is
row.
the cosmic scales.
Yeah, basically.
It giveth and taketh. This was a giveth.
Payback.
So Haruk is going to. She sort of shouts out to you, "Over your shoulder!" Oh, that's a terrible shot.
Oh no!
On your shoulder.
Shoots through in the ass.
That attack actually
Shaun of
misses
the Dead
entirely.
with the dart.
Okay, that's a better shot. Here's your damage. Okay, so the first one sort of misses. She goes a bit wide, trying to shoot it around you, not wanting to hit you, and then the second finds its mark, sort of sinks into its hindquarters. 4. Cool, and that is her turn. She's gonna maneuver a little more. Yeah, with Varys. This is obviously dead. Using it out of the way.
Yep. Boy, is it
And
Boy.
Varys, you're up.
the deadest thing in the entire 3 years of his campaign.
Cunning action dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then shoot. Plus 5, 13, 12.
12 does not hit.
Yeah.
So thick sort of hide, and it looks like it's buried a little, but it's kind of a glancing shot off its big thick hide.
Yeah, no, that's me.
Alrighty. Thurden. Also, sorry, on your turn, can you make a perception check?
Yeah. Skills.
Cool.
Pretty decent, actually, yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Alright.
You don't hear wings or anything like whistling
I
down at you.
Still don't have Hermes out, so nope.
Cool. Thurudonga.
Alright, I just got to clobber this thing in the face. 17 plus 7, 24.
That'll hit.
That'll do it.
Sick. With me Warhammer. That is 8 plus 5, 13.
Very nice.
Respectable.
That one definitely connects. You sort of feel a bit of give behind the hammer when you hit it in the side, like ribs crunch a little, and solid blow. The thing sort of snarls at you and turns like its wing up kind of protectively from where you've just hit it, but still standing. Anything else?
No, I'll just chill there.
Okay. So you sort of roar back at it and boom. Ricky, you're up.
Yep. I'm just going to spin around, look at it, and I'm going to say, "Rotting teeth run away from the smell from your mouth, in vicious mockery."
Nice.
So it needs a wisdom save.
Okay.
Trying to beat 13.
Nope.
Nope. So it takes 1d4 psychic.
Okay.
1. And
One psychic damage.
1 psychic damage and disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes.
Okay.
Very nice.
That is nice.
Helpful.
And then I might actually, I'll just step up to it as well.
Okay.
Step up next to my boy Thurden.
All right. So are you shield and sword?
Yes, yeah. That's what I was thinking. I might have to update my AC on those little
Oh, the
cards.
thingy.
You can put
yeah,
my
my
slash, because that's what I've got. Like,
Yeah.
17
Shielded,
slash
not shielded.
Yeah, well, just because I just bought the shield is all.
Oh,
So I-
okay. By the way, my AC, because my dex went up, my AC is 14 now, not 13.
Cool. These are all written in pen.
Oh,
Very good.
Swag.
Yeah.
It's just to keep track of turn order
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah,
You guys know your own ACs.
indeed.
Kill. Ricky, anything else?
no, that's action movement. Yeah, that's all good.
Brother.
I think it's time to bing bong.
Oh,
Okay.
haven't had a bing bong in a while.
Ooh. I'm getting chills.
Yeah, I'll point at the remaining.
Sorry, before you roll this, perception check, please.
6.
Cool.
Was I meant to roll one at the end of my turn?
Oh,
It's
yes.
two
Yep.
rolled one. But yeah.
Absolutely.
19.
19. On a 19, you sort of, as you turn to the target behind you.
In front of me.
I mean, yes, the one that you're facing.
Yeah. Oh.
Another mini.
This is the part where I lose the other half of my hit bar. from
Yeah.
Something off board that I had no way of knowing was there.
Got any more of those?
Surprise attacks that are gonna blow out my asshole.
So as you sort of turn, you see some figures looking around trees. You roll high enough to spot them, but you spot two sort of in the brush, but obviously a little ways out and not attacking you.
Yeah.
But you do spot some figures watching you. That's just an aside.
Yeah.
Was it your go? Is that
Yes.
who we were doing? Yep.
Bong's being
Being the bong?
It needs to make a wisdom save.
Okie dokie.
Wait, do you have a little bell?
DC 13.
Terrible. Nope.
No, I don't.
Unsuccessful. A D12.
Bleed.
That's DC.
Oh my
12.
god.
Rolling maximum. You need to turn your hacks off.
Try using a different D12. No.
I do find that like the green ones work better, which is very thematic. I like it.
It looks extremely hurt, very close to death, but still standing.
Its bong is well and truly pink.
You've nearly beamed its whole bong.
Do I also make a perception check?
Yes, at the end of your turn. You'll be at disadvantage because it's dark.
Oh, yeah.
Your spell wouldn't have been there.
Doesn't matter. That was the lower one.
Okay.
12.
You would not spot these figures in the dark. Zubair is going to go for you again. Disadvantage on the first attack.
Disadvantage, yep. Because it's just so insulting.
Natural 1 for the first. For some reason, it's really insulted by that.
Can I do a bardic inspiration to spell damage, or is it only weapon attacks?
Let me double check.
Don't think you can add it to damage.
You can because
that's
you-
because I have combat inspiration.
normal bards
Oh
can't.
yeah, because you're
So it does actually specify add the number rolled to a weapon damage roll,
Yeah.
or when an attack roll is made against the creature, it can use
Yeah,
its
it
reaction
uses
to
the reaction.
roll the number added
Yep.
to its AC.
Cool.
okay. Cool.
So does that mean no to spells?
No spell.
Yeah.
So I
So if
couldn't
you're
have-
using a weapon,
I could
Yeah.
have added it to inflict
To the
points,
beam.
and that's a spell attack.
Yeah.
But I really do a lot in the way of weapon attacks.
Yeah.
Except for spiritual weapon is the only weapon attack I do.
but like you can use it for normal. Like you
A
could have
weapon
used it
hit.
for a spell attack roll.
Yeah, I can add just for damage, purely for damage.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Both attacks actually miss you. The thing is, severely wounded, and yeah, with the off-putting fella over there.
That's what I like about it.
Please aren't that bad.
I love about vicious mockery. It's like it just needs to be able to hear me. It doesn't need to understand what I'm saying. It can tell that there's an insult there.
Yeah.
It's like animals; they like understand the tone.
It knows. It
It's
knows.
like it's mocking me somehow.
So Harrock sort of pulls another arrow and lets loose, and you see the arrow like drive straight into like behind the skull into the spinal column, and the thing collapses in front of you, sort of
Yeet.
like in a semi lunge. It hits the dirt. Okay, so Harrock, as soon as she's done that, goes, place your weapons on the ground now, and she puts her bow to the floor. So I'll get you all to make a. You don't have to, but see if you spot what she's talking about. Roll another perception check.
6 again. 11.
That's a 2.
So,
Are
do
you, are
you,
you trying to rob us, Harrock?
They're in the
I mean,
trees.
Kincaid doesn't have a weapon drawn.
He's just got his bell out.
Yeah, Kincaid doesn't even have a weapon drawn.
Yeah.
Like, I've still got the warhammer, but it's like strapped to my pack. Or,
Yeah.
I guess my side, I think I probably like through my belt. Like he's just got like an empty hand and then the shield. I'll just kind of dig my longsword into the ground.
Okay.
And take a step back from it.
Nice wolf.
Yeah, I'll take the hammer out, just drop it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'll go rather well.
That is a nice wolf.
Undead wolf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a Etten not far off and a dragon not far off.
Oh, awesome.
The dragon's done. I just don't like the color scheme, so I'm trying to fix it without having to repaint it. I was like, yeah, I'll do this, and I'm like, it's done, and I was like, I don't like it.
Not again. Beautiful. So as Harold cries this out, she places her weapons on the floor. She sort of looks up at the trees around you in a very distinct, looking at something. Thurin is aware of figures sort of emerging from behind trees. And in the corner, a large displacer beast, so 9 foot long, very powerful, like a puma or something. Just you see a lot of raw power and bunched muscles, and it's low and creeping forward.
Big boy.
Correct.
It's like again, Avatar, the thing that she rides at the end.
Yep.
That big 6-legged parrot tiger thing.
Yeah. Parrot tiger.
I don't know
Yeah.
what they're called.
I get you. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
had like a beak.
They are relatively like
And it
those
had
things.
that black kind of rubbery, it wasn't fur.
I don't remember it well enough. It was too long ago. But they begin to, the figures show themselves from around the trees. And some appear to be elven, some appear to be orcish in nature, somewhere in between. And they are quite in number, outnumbering you. They sort of just emerge out of the darkness, and you see their silhouettes because they want you to see them. Harrock is sort of motions to you guys. Don't. Just shakes her head. And figure from the side. Yeah, I can't bother. We'll just do theatre of the mind.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yep. Harrock is, looking around warily as the figure approaches into the sort of clearing section that you're in. And the figure, right? I mean, yeah, it's alright, guys. And he eyeballs you, eyeballs Harrock. The rest of you, it's just like a cursory glance over. So, a little far out of your way, aren't you? And he addresses the orcish folk. So Thuridin and Harrock. A little far out of your depth, maybe?
I don't know, seems like we're pretty much at our level here. No, I just point to the sludge that Kincaid just created. Not too far out of our depth, in my opinion.
I've just walked up something next to just something standing way back.
He's just hiding behind a tree.
Yeah, some kind of.
Closer to this lot.
And I wanted to just seeing that you're the one.
So you guys sort of group up a little.
Yep. Seeing that you're the one doing the talking, or just kind of put a hand on your shoulder and mutter something and enhance ability. You just kind of probably just sounds like Russian. Because a hand on your shoulder.
Look, Bliat. Suka Bliat.
Harrock sort of bows and gestures. From what clan are you? And the figure says, well, yeah, we are of the Koya clan. And you?
Common.
Orcish.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, then I can't understand.
You can't understand
I
Orcish.
don't understand.
Oh, yeah, true.
I don't speak Orcish.
That's true.
I
So
speak common and
Sven
dwarven.
just standing there, speaking orcish through it, and he's like,
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, so I can't understand a word he's saying.
Okay. Does anyone else speak Orcish?
Nope.
So Harold,
We need belch bags, huh?
sorry.
Yeah.
Let's rewind that
Yeah.
a little. He sort of says these guttural, like sharp glottal noises towards you, and you're just like,
No hablo orky, mate. Told one of your mates before he didn't. He couldn't hablo anyway. After that,
and the figure turns, and seeing him come maybe within 15, 20 feet, well muscled, like of the forest, so wearing leathers and just all natural armors, has a number of tattoos like swirling down one side of his face, and braids and trophies and all sorts of things. He looks fairly distinctive compared to the other figures, all similar, but he looks more adorned, and you would assume some sort of leader. And he looks towards Haddock, and they begin to talk back and forward. You got no idea what they're saying.
I'm just saying like, yes, yeah.
And then she turns to you. You're not following, are you?
I don't understand. I don't speak Orcish.
Oh. Can we switch to common? And the figure says. And you see a few of them approach and get like sort of better angles. They're all armed, like weapons pointed towards you. You nearly gave us the slip back there. We're, trying. Because it's fairly obvious, and she's sort of like, well, yeah, but you do what you can. But I know your prowess. You guys couldn't lose you if I tried. And he sort of, it's true. It's very true. Now, what are you doing in here? This is not your tribal lands. Any reason we shouldn't kill you or take you as ours?
What was the
Switch to common so you can all hear now.
Bar.
what was the tribe that stole from us?
Look, we're just travelling through because the Split Bark tribe stole something from us, and we're just.
From tribe.
Wasn't it Split Bark?
Let me consult my journal.
No, I definitely did.
Would have been session 3.
Was it before? Yeah.
I believe it's needlebark,
That's
Neil Bark?
just to save you time. I know you've probably written it somewhere.
Sure, that's deep, but
It was something bark.
no, yeah, needlebark sounds right.
Well, I'd say describe the tattoo we saw on him. The mark. Even.
but like
I'll
you
know
can
what
draw
it
it.
is.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, the script
No.
from his back.
So, sorry, who's you're saying this?
I kind of had an aside. I was like, who was that tribe that stole from us?
Needlebark.
And then
Marl.
yeah,
Marl is the name of the people that we brought.
we're here retrieving
Talk to him.
a stolen artifact from the Needlebark tribe, I believe is their name.
They stole from us, so we're just coming here to take what's rightfully ours.
I see.
We have no quarry against your tribe or your lands. Like, if we could have your permission to pass through, that would obviously be great.
Koya, that is the needlebark. Right, Koya equals needlebark.
Oh.
Oh,
I knew I had it.
Good night.
I was like, it's it.
isn't that what he said they
Oh,
are?
you stole from
Is that like
Wait, which is
Q-U-R-Y-A or?
Oh, the needlebark.
Q-U-O-Y-A?
Q-I-O-Y-A.
Q-U-I-O-Y-A.
Q-U-O-I-Y-A, sorry.
Like quite YA.
I-Y-A.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Needlebark.
Forgive me, what was your name? And he's speaking to she sort of, I'm Haddock. I am escorting this motley crew of people from outside of the Glyn. We are charged with finding something that was taken from us. And she's avoiding eye contact with him.
I'll kind of speak up and I'll say, please, she's just a hired guard. She's not here to speak on behalf of our quarrel with the Needlebark tribe. Like, don't hold anything against her. She's just a hired guide for us. If there is any trouble, like that's on us.
Have it your way. So,
not on us.
your what gives you the right to tread on our land? Sorry, I missed that.
Retrieving a stolen artifact.
Okay, and what is it?
A chest.
That's a great question.
Yep. An ornate
Yeah.
chest.
Yeah, a chest that one of the people took from us that we were guarding. Not exactly sure what it is, but yeah, we were paid to take it to the capital, and it got stolen. So we've been paid to go retrieve it and give it to its rightful owner.
All right, so I'll get you to make a persuasion check.
Do I get advantage because
Yeah. Enhance ability.
12. Oh wait, hold on. Don't get any bonus to persuasion.
You should from your
I
charisma.
get plus
but
3.
that's-
Yeah, 15.
Okay,
That's a bit nicer.
and have you paid the rights to the Great Mother?
The what now?
We were not made aware of that was needed to be done. We'd be happy to do that.
Okay.
We didn't mean to disrespect your
Yeah,
land.
You
We
can
were
blame
just.
that one on Harrick.
This is our guy. She was taking us through. We were not aware of this.
Maybe you can tell we're not really from here.
Yeah.
That much is plain.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a custom within this land of yours, but you know where I'm from, it's with guests. We break bread, we eat together. I'd be happy to sing a song. We can work this out amicably.
Make a persuasion check, and I'll give you advantage.
23
Nice. What's your bonus?
plus 5. I rolled 18. So
Nice.
good luck.
Nice.
18 and 4.
You see him sort of pause. Normally, it would be a kill on sight sort of thing, just so you're aware. The fact that this one is deigned to miss paying the rights, that is a big mistake. So, and he addresses her, you must leave our lands immediately. Now. And she sort of bows and looks to you.
Which do like
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah,
well, it's more like
we are
you
not
have
gonna
to
make
leave
it
our
back.
land sort of thing. Does it specify in which direction?
Not to you.
Okay.
But also
He's
he's
just
saying
talking to
that
Haruka right now, though.
Just to Haruka.
He's
Yeah.
not saying to us, just to Haruka.
Yeah.
He's saying basically because she's the guide, she should have
Yeah,
known.
it's like her
whereas
responsibility.
we didn't know, so we kind of can be like, look, we can rectify that now, but she should have known better.
Go and be safe. We will be
Yeah.
fine. You saw what we did to those drop bears.
And the male figure, I did too. Some fine crafty, hard hitting folk you are.
The word of the protects its own. My eyes kind of just go like a real faint, not in a threatening way, just
Yeah. Yep.
film
Um,
dramaturgy.
And he sort of closes his eyes, and some vines begin to toil around his arms. The Great Mother will provide us all. Now, he points towards you. Are you willing to forfeit your weaponry as we escort you to our sacred tribe? We'll take you on that condition only.
Sure. You the other choice here is like death, right?
Yeah.
Your other choice would be to leave immediately.
Yeah.
I just want to. So, who is this great mother
Yeah,
that you speak of?
That's what I was going to ask. Would I
Yeah.
recognise that?
Yeah.
As, like,
Make a history or religion check.
Religion?
Of
Can I give it a
religion.
crack as well?
Yep.
Like
Absolutely.
anything in school? Or do you want an advantage?
Yep. Yeah, go
Yeah,
advantage in both roll.
Isn't that just both of us rolling anyway?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't mind the thing, but I just don't understand it. 18.
It's rather than one person rolling twice from the
14.
helper. It's just so everyone's both parties are involved.
Okay.
It's no difference
But
dice
that's-
wise
Statistically, that's worse.
than no.
If I'm
It's
rolling
just
once
who
with a
rolls
plus
the
3
dice.
and he rolling once with like a +7, that's worse than advantage though.
Well, whoever rolls highest, their advantage will be applied, right?
No, but that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
I
Like,
get
if
what you
I
mean,
ro-
yeah,
if
yeah.
I roll, if I'm rolling with advantage and a +7,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
better than me rolling
True.
with a +3 once and him rolling with a plus, or no, one. You know what I mean?
Well, we can do it the other way if you want.
I don't mind. 18.
Either, yeah, anyway, yours.
Either way, 18.
We can work that out later.
Yeah. Fair point. The Great Mother is sort of like the known and recognized deity of Glyndoltha.
Right.
All tribes basically adhere to the Great Mother's, teachings and respect for the land. Anyone that is of the tribes, that is of the Shaded but does not live there anymore, has offended or revoked their ways in some way. So you would assume Haruk, potentially.
Does Great Mother have another name? Like the same as it's like Scrove the Doom Lord, blah blah blah, and it's Jergal. Like,
Yep.
is there is
Um,
that like a title, and she has like another name, or
yes. So, in some texts and that sort of thing, she would be referred to as the Mossy Maiden. But same deity.
I mean, it's not like one of the ones out of Forgotten Realms books. It's
No,
not, it's
no.
not Chauncey. It's not
Nope.
Yeah, cool.
Like they'll have a nickname, but then their actual name.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Sylvanus is also known as like the Elk Father. Or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
Jergal is also known as the Pitiless One. Seneschal, blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Cool. Yep.
So the figure sort of, if you are willing to forfeit your weaponry, you have not done wrong here. You've been led wrong. I will not hold you personally accountable should you pay the correct fee.
A few questions, if I may.
You may.
All of them, because I've got a lot strapped to me. And
Yes.
secondly, how much is this tribute?
The tribute is not paid in a earthly way. And he
Right.
leaves it at that.
Is it
Alright,
paid
yeah.
spiritually?
Can we come with you and then decide on paying once we find out more specific?
If you are accompanying us to our ancestral camp, you will be required to pay, or death will be your price. So choose now.
By me.
Yeah, whatever.
Give it a crack.
Those that come from outside the forests are free to do so, so long as the price is paid.
Unspecified price.
Yeah.
We don't know if we can afford or not until we get there.
Non-earthly, it'll be... I don't know, there'll
You
be...
can't have my immortal soul.
Yeah.
You know.
That's already promising.
Yeah. You take a ticket, get in line.
You can let them duke it out.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alright, I'll like unsling my sack of javelins and my dagger and...
And he whistles, Salvia, and a figure sort of comes up and begins to like collect and bundle up all of the
I say,
weapons.
can I hold on to this, like referring to my drum?
Is it a weapon?
Ceremonial.
I mean, you could cave in
Like-
head with it, but
Anything's a weapon if I'm
Anything's
trying
a
hard enough.
these are lethal weapons.
You're gonna need to put those in. I'm full. That's fine.
Yeah, you could give him the hand axe and warhammer.
Yeah. Anything of steel basically is
Do you
weaponry.
want shield? It is not weapon, but
That's
uninstrument
fine.
in same sense.
I mean, if you shouldn't, but if we were accosted, you're more than welcome to defend yourselves. But
Just gracious of you.
I could just as easily not let you if you'd like.
Yeah. Who would we be accosted in here? I thought you were things that accosted people in here.
We're not the only tribe in here.
Also, more drop bears.
True.
Were they not? They weren't with you.
The-
Points at the smoke, the steaming slush.
He looks over. No,
They were just hungry.
that was why we dropped back.
Hmm.
We know they swoop in this area. This is where they feed. Might have missed the signs, but they're very sudden. Alright.
Oh yeah, yeah. I drop shit on the ground and
Alright. Yep, beautiful. So, in number, they come out to about, there's 20 odd figures that come out of the woodwork. Some are older, some are quite a lot younger than you'd expect. I'm just using gobbies because that's what I've got the most of. And they sort of form a wide net, like a fairly spread out formation as you travel. And they lead you back the way you came, a little like you recognise the Fork River. They lead you back that way, and as it starts getting darker, Kincaid, you're really struggling to see where you're going.
I'd probably say that to him. Okay, he's, okay if I light my lamp and I can see.
You say it, an elderly elven woman. It best not hold on to my cloak, and she sort of like gives you something to hold on to. Still stumble a bit, but she leads you as smoothly as possible.
Yeah. It's just, I guess, back then, you just hear swearing in Russian every now and again. I bang my head on a branch or something. Well, also, if she's like a little old elf lady, she'd be like 4 foot tall, and I'm just like thumping into like branches and stuff.
No, there's no low-hanging branches. Like, it's all...
Roots, whatever.
Yeah, roots and rocks.
The occasional sycophilius
Yeah.
from the back of the...
Cool. Anyone else a bit more?
Yeah, it is a little bit. It's not like roasting, but I was like...
Cooking a little. Beautiful. So, you begin... I'll get you Thurin to make a survival check to see if you can sort of track mentally which direction you're going.
Yeah, we're going to be getting out of here without
15?
You think that you're traveling in a more west-southwest sort of direction. South-southwest, not west-southwest. So...
And we headed east from the road, yeah?
Correct.
So we're sort of heading back towards Broadaxe. Like that direction.
Back towards the half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do travel for a while and are sort of protected in that you have many sets of eyes watching the surrounds, people that know these woods a lot greater than you do. And just the silence that they move with is kind of impressive at all times. Like they have quite a discipline for quiet movement.
And it's just me clink, clank, clink, clank.
Clankety clanking around.
Kincaid swearing and puffing.
Yeah. And you hear a few of their number, sort of like, ugh, like,
Well, it's the dwarf breathes so loud, we
Yeah.
could have shot him in the dark.
yeah, just sort of like snorts of the foreigners. They make a lot of noise, but nothing, nothing more than
win.
Probably better than us again.
quite well.
Oh yeah, let's go under there for an hour then.
Underwear.
That river back there.
No, thank you. And yeah, you guys will have to make camp with them. It is starting to get proper dark now. You can't really see the stars. You can vaguely see some silhouette of the canopy up top, but other than that, it's pretty pitch down there. And so they find a wider sort of clearing that's relatively flat. So you can make camp. They sort of form a ring around you, and you can rest as best you think you can.
Yeah, I'll set up my long rest.
Go for it. And so you hear them like conversing amongst themselves. They're all nice and busy, sharing out food. They don't offer any food to you guys. They assume you can provide for yourselves.
Use up a day's
Yep.
rations.
If everyone, I'll kind of say, if everyone bring their rations to me, and I'll prestidigitation everyone's rations so they taste really nice.
Oh yeah. You do them.
I can change the taste. So
Nice. Bubble gum.
it's the little things, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it does get pretty cold of a night time. You do start to feel a breeze, very lightly, but it just adds an extra nip to the air. Was that like you had some?
Hmm?
You said, was that like a...
I did realise.
Oh,
I
okay.
said, That was
Gotcha.
thinking,
All good.
yeah, cool, so we're taking a long rest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. So do your long rest reset.
Yeah, that's an arm of me looking at all my spells and going, which ones do I switch out? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Just get my HP back.
That's alright.
That's because I'm like, you're thinking,
Yeah.
what is a non-earthly like payment, right?
Yeah.
So a payment in blood, a payment in soul, or favor, loyalty, yeah, all that kind of jazz. So it's like, then I'm also like, tribes is going to be like a full combat, like we've got to best someone in combat or show that
That'd
we're.
be pretty preferable, really.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, okay, how do we prepare for something like that, or
I've been visited in a cage before.
yeah.
Basically the same. You must wrestle 3 bears.
Can you guys detect magic?
I cannot.
You can't either, can you?
What's that?
I have it. Yeah.
Do you have it prepared?
I have it prepared, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I can refer it now, but I've got it
I was gonna
prepared.
say I'll because you can't ritual cast, so paladins can't ritual cast. So maybe I'll keep it and swap it out for something else, just because that I can cast it without spell slots by ritual casting it.
Good old preparers. I just learn them for good.
So it strikes you as strange to not have a campfire of a night,
Yeah.
and none of them use plants in such a way that would burn them. You can see a sort of reverence, like no one's smoking a pipe, no one's doing anything like that, and there's definitely no fires allowed, as one of
Yeah,
them
this guy over here.
yeah, puffing away. Do you attempt to light up a thing or anything like that? Like they sort of make it explicit. When in Glyndoltha, don't. Just don't. You'll be slaughtered by any number of creatures for one. They will see that like a signal,
Attack on nature rules.
and the trees themselves will not like that.
Can I I want to try and before we go to sleep, as we eat our rations and that, I'll kind of sit on a rock in our little center.
Yep.
And I'll try and just tell a story.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if any of them gather around or whatever, I won't I'll say it at a kind of normal voice so they could hear.
Yep.
And just try and tell a kind of story, because obviously we've got no weapons on us. It's
Yeah.
a bit weird, so just keep us all calm and distract us for a bit from the weirdness going on around us.
Mm-hmm. So after you've eaten some food, they pile sort of your weapons nearby to you under guard.
Yeah.
They're not hostile towards you.
Yeah.
They're not unfriendly. It's just sort of a neutral.
Yeah.
Your
Wariness.
Just wary of us.
yeah, a little wariness. However, there are a few youths that are potentially. There it is. The suspense. There are a few youths that appear to be learning the ropes
Yeah.
with this pack, and they have a more open mind, I'd say, towards outsiders and the like. And so you immediately get their attention telling this story. As a uncommon occurrence. This is a very foreign thing for them, but stories are told, not in this way though, not with song and rhyme and how you would present it.
Yeah, and I'd probably, like, you know, seeing that they're getting involved, because I'm thinking I'd probably be telling a story of, like, the retaking of Daggerdeer.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So, you know, lots of heroics and stuff, and if the younger ones are kind of interested, I'd, you know, like, hand them a stick, and I'd pick up a stick, and we, you know, do the little thing like in a fight scene.
Make a performance check.
22.
They are right into it. Like you have their rapt attention. Like they've never heard anything like this.
Yeah.
They're aware of folks that live outside of Glyndoltha, and they have their own history, but hearing another culture's history told in this way is quite captivating for them. Yeah, even with a 23, you get a few of the 22. Sorry, you get a few of the older folk from the tribe. Sort of, you can visually see they're attentive and listening. There's a bit of a jump to action when you take up a stick, but you make it clear like this is a recreation, not an actual attack.
Just to help with the storytelling. Yeah, just trying to diffuse the tension, tension in the camp.
Yep. And it is taken quite well. One of the youths sort of comes up to you. That's quite interesting. What's your name?
Gimrick, Rock Splitter. That story was about my ancestors.
Yeah, and he like makes a gesture to you. I'm Ronan of the Koya. We don't really have stories like that we tell each other. It's cool.
It's a beautiful art form.
Do you have any more?
Sure, I've got plenty.
And you see like a grin. He sort of looks back at his mate.
Yeah, this one I'll tell, like, I'm sure there'd be plenty of, like, not necessarily a true one from, like, my smuggling days, like the stories and songs you do on a ship of, like, you know, fighting a kraken or something. It's you know, overcoming all these crazy odds against a kraken on a small little boat. Like, it's I'll tell something like that.
Cool. Make another performance check.
Yep.
Natural.
21.
Very nice.
Plus 7 comes in handy.
So this time, anyone that's not on a guard duty, sort of, they've heard this first one, and they turn and you have an audience. The rest of you are also free to listen. And they all sort of make that same gesture that Ronan made. They don't do this gesture towards each other, so you take it as some sort of a friendly something.
Yeah, okay.
Some sign of appreciation or...
Sorry, what was the name of the name?
Never asked him?
Can I ask?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just go.
So you sort of approach where he's... I'm Fallon.
How do you spell?
F-A-O...
F-A-O...
L-A-N.
Fallon.
And you are?
My name is Robert Kincaid.
Okay.
Kincaid Overwatch. Keepers the Crystal Archive.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds...
Will you the same way that you follow the Great Mother? I'm a priest of the Lord of the End.
Sounds dark.
This tribe of the Wood is not so dark. People get too freaky about it. If not, everything dies. Somebody needs to look after that.
So what are the if you don't mind me asking, what are the tenets? Like, what does the Lord of the End ask of you?
Every second that everything is born, it is dying. He makes sure everything has an appointed time and appointed place where it shuffles off this mortal coil. We record it and make sure the orderly death of the universe. It's supposed to.
Interesting. It's sort of one half of what the Great Mother teaches from birth and death, new life. Similar. Can understand.
Nergy sort of really focuses on one end of it.
The
Doesn't
end
care
part.
so much about the birth part.
I see. Understandable.
Everything has an appointed time and place.
Mm.
He records it, makes sure that everything is proceeding as it should.
An arm of the destruction cycle. Understandable.
A record keeper of the destruction.
Okay. So not so much about
He
causing
does not do, no. We do not destroy. We make sure that the preordained destruction happens where it
As
is
it should.
supposed to record it.
Huh.
Accountant.
Not that
I don't
far
know if you
removed.
have many accountants in the forest, but an accountant is.
I'm aware of, those outside of the forest, so that's not a foreign concept to me. But yeah, you're right. We don't really have something akin to that. Not
Not much tax.
we used to when
No superannuation.
these words are just like no response from him. When
No dental plan.
Wolf Pine Citadel was abandoned, those sorts of things were eschewed.
What is wolf pine? See, I'm from very far. I can't give brief description.
Make a history check.
I'll watch my guide. Ooh! Natural 20 plus 3 plus 3, 26.
Very nice.
I know what it is, I know where it is.
You absolutely would. In the annals of history, Wolfpine Citadel is basically the only fixed location within the Green Sea that is written about.
Like they're one sort of settlement.
There's basically all tribes within Glyndoltha are nomadic. So wherever they settle is never a permanent spot. The only exception to that is Wolfpine Citadel.
And did you say it fell?
It's abandoned.
Or
Abandoned.
abandoned?
Yeah, can I ask you about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What happened? Why was it abandoned? Oh, Wolfbane, I've heard of that. It's one
Yeah.
place that you all blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I read this book, you see.
You are learned.
A little.
Okay.
I tried.
Well, Wolfpine was our only fixed location in the sea. It's within a tree, and it sort of borders the shallows and the depths. It's one of the only reliable ways down. It was abandoned maybe 10 years ago. Used to be quite all tribes would pay tribute and help support its upkeep. And it seemed like over the course of a couple of months, it became hostile. It became twisted, a different version of what it used to be. And at a certain point, it was no longer safe to travel to the deeps that way. So we don't really go to the deeps very often anymore. Some have the fortitude to climb down, which is a nasty feat, but Wolfpine itself, it's not visited anymore. I'm sure it all still stands as it always will. It's a city within a tree, so if the tree were to die, then it would fall. But it just inhospitable.
When you say
That-
inhospitable and hostile and twisted, you mean the tree itself?
Yeah, it became something else. It was
Like it was attacking you, branches smack on the head and
not
Things.
so. It's a great tree. If a branch were to smack you, you would be dead. It's more. It's nature changed. Like the Great Mother teaches us. You know, all things have their purpose, and nature is fairly, reliable in its way. It changes over time. This was a sudden change.
Hearing this conversation, I just want to pipe in and be like, was there anything happening around that time that could have led to the change in nature and the growing hostility there?
Well, it's hard to pinpoint, as we're nomadic, we would come in once every few months maybe, and not everyone would go in at the same time, so it's possible it was a gradual thing. But the bramble warrens out the front slowly became more hostile. The tree itself began to close passages, and just it didn't support us as it used to.
Bad vibes.
You can put it like that.
Gave you the ick.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the plant life around it became more toxic, and it changed. That's all I can say.
When you say it go, the deeps, are they literally physically down through tree? When you say the wolf pine was passage to
Yeah.
deeps, I always thought deeps was metaphor or like just further into forest.
Oh,
But it's actually
interesting.
underground?
So
Like I said, I'm not from here.
no, that's fine.
She doesn't even go here.
Who?
Us.
She. Okay. One of the stories we do tell within the tribes. Long ago, there was a great cataclysm of sorts, and something happened to Glyndoltha. And like a great tearing of the earth, it was pushed down below. The trees adapted and still grew to where the rest did, but it's probably 500 meters down. There's a sort of cliff that just drops off.
Like a crater almost.
Kind of. It's more of a cliff edge though. So 500 meters of climbing is quite a big thing. That's why wolf pine was so important to us. But yeah, it's inaccessible unless you're mad and want to give yourself to the Great Mother.
So, where's Wolf Pine located exactly? Which side of the forest is it on?
We're not that close to it. It's in the sort of south, towards the centre of Glyndoltha. It's on the border. Well, that's how we divide the shallows and the deeps. That sort of edge. It's definitely. It's named literally the deeps. But haven't been there in years. We used to have a lot of foot traffic to see the Chestraki tribe. They were located in the deeps, and they just. We don't get that traffic anymore because we can't take them down.
So, was this tribe still in the deeps? Are there many still located there, or is it just
It's impossible for us to know. We
You presume they're still there?
I assume so. Who knows? Could be.
Makes sense.
Yeah, great. A lot of prior to when Wolfpine was still active, a lot of people would come into Glyndoltha and pay their tribute, and they would be escorted to see the Chestraki tribe. And they speak wisdom. They know more than they should. These great seers, they had a lot of foot traffic, so
Seas?
Great seers, you say.
great. Yeah,
That's seers?
yeah. Oracles, call them what you will. They attract a lot of attention, or at least they used to. So that was the main reason for folks going down to the deeps, unless they lived there, but not anymore.
Seers are in the deeps.
That we would assume haven't been.
Can I just get a quick physical description of Fallon?
Fallon.
Fallon?
Yep. So half orc, fairly well muscled, and tribal tattoos down part of his face and left side, like all swirling down his arm. You can see a similar to the previous shaded that you saw the tattoo at the base of the spine and where it meets the neck. His tribal tattoo is there, and yeah, nothing metal or unnatural, all sort of natural.
His tribal tattoo on his face. Is he as close to Mike Tyson as I'm picturing?
It's more like half of his face
Not that
to the
kind of
shoulder.
tribal.
Yeah, no.
What colour's his hair?
Listen, you unshaded.
So he has
Or if he has to.
deep black in a braid down the center of his back.
Yeah, braid. And what kind of clothes is he wearing?
All natural, so leathers and like burrs,
Any trinkets or trophies?
trinkets, like feathers and bone charms, and just like adorned with that sort of stuff. All natural equipment.
Cool. And while everybody was walking around doing their equivalent of shaking hands, the gesture, did I see that enough times to be able to replicate it?
Yeah, it's not
What
like
is-
it's basically
is it
both
fist
fists
bump?
together.
Okay, so
Like
it's
one person does that towards someone as a sign of appreciation.
no further questions, Your Honour.
So is there anything else you can tell me about this Chestraki tribe, or
And the great seers.
and
Well, the Great Seers are of the Chestraki tribe. They're a tribe that live primarily in the deeps.
were they nomadic as well, or did they have like
No.
a set location?
They had a fixed location at Falling Sky.
Falling Sky. Why's it called that?
I haven't been myself, to be honest. That's just what the location is known as.
Is there anybody around here, or when we get back to the rest of your people who would know more about the Chestraki tribe and Falling Skies?
They're, I believe, some of the older folk, Elspeth maybe, could give you more detailed information, but no one's been there from our tribe at least in 10 years.
Say Elspeth.
She's one of the most revered members of our tribe.
Can you tell us more about these?
Is it called the grave rites? It's that we have to like
The-
pay. It was the grey something or something like something some
Everything
right
grey.
something.
For the Great Mother, are you talking about?
Yeah, when he's like, are you willing to pay the price that it's not physical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not earthly payment. But there was a word for it. Are you willing to undergo the
I can't remember what word I
You
used.
know,
Grey has thrown me.
ceremony or whatever?
Yeah.
Like the whatever this is.
Others pay tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said pay tribute, but it's not an earthly.
Grey tribute.
Exactly.
We'll call it the green tribute. Why not? Yep. Sorry. Did you have more? Like, did you want to know more? the folks, like he might know a little more.
Yeah, what else do you know about him?
Well, people would pay their tribute. Some of our sister tribes would send a guide with them into the deeps, they would approach Falling Sky, and if worthy, they're given some form of wisdom, information. It's really up to the seers. It's not guaranteed what they can give you. Some come back telling of great tales and great revelations, and some think it's a hoax.
And what are these tributes what do they accept?
Well, as the Great Mother requires, all members of the tribe can either pay their tribute in terms of prowess, in terms of provision or performance. However you provide for others or show your prowess to further the tribe or perform admirably, that is what is required. To show that what you're seeking is not for personal gain in a selfish way. You always must put others first, and that's how the tribe works. You go on to the... Gotcha. So, any other questions for him while you're...
Yeah, that's all he knows.
Sort of
pretty much,
camping?
isn't it?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a general sort of summary.
Yeah.
Any of the camp, like the people camping with you, would give you a similar vein of answer.
The only one that would really know is Elspeth back wherever he's taken us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have written down Seer of Howling Peak,
Mm-hmm.
but that was Falling Sky. Is Howling Peak is Howling? What about Howling Peak?
I'll wait till Isaac gets back. Just remember your question.
No wait, that was for your. Because you're looking for the seers. I'm looking for the books of Slate, but that was Shara.
Yeah.
Like our lead on that from Australian was the something family, the Rolazerius family. Vassalor Rolazerius.
Lazarus.
That's not what I say. Not according to this.
Not according to my journal.
I need to start putting like little like bookmark, because there are like there's a couple of conversations that I do
Keep
consist,
going
like
back to.
that Australian one is one. The ones that we've had about like the Koya needlebark and
Mhm.
stuff. A lot of other ones are just random. It's just like saying things
No,
that
it's-
happened.
Yeah. Beautiful. Now you're wanting to achieve anything in your night? Right. Yeah, good idea. So what was your question again, Kincaid? That note that you read? Oh, about Howling Peak. So you ask Fallon regarding Howling Peak.
Yeah. Has he heard of it, or does he know where it is?
That is... Make a persuasion check. That is tribal knowledge. So from what you can tell by that guarded answer, he's like there's a hint of recognition.
Doesn't know what it is, or at least recognise the phrase, but he's not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell me.
Not forthcoming with that.
So it's something important to you?
Don't misunderstand. It's just not something we would openly share.
Not even to another brother?
Show me your tribal mark.
Don't really didn't have trouble. Just show him a big bear scar. Look,
You like
I've-
reveal your shoulder and arms, and you're like shredded up.
I've been through forests for a very long time, dealing with wildlife, survival. Some would say I was nomadic for a very long time,
Okay.
just traveling.
So which side of
I'm
your
like you,
which side of your body are you revealing?
the one that has the really big, like, scar.
So is that your right side?
Yeah, the right side has that big scar across, like,
Yeah.
there.
Not the one with the yeah.
It's on. I think it's on the back of like the right shoulder blade, the mountain thing too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you guys, you can describe what it looks like, but you guys would see an ugly sort of scar on the back of the
I don't think
Ruden's
they've seen it yet, have they?
shoulder. I don't.
I don't know if we did make it around us a lot.
It looks like that. You can see it's like a
Have my
little
glasses.
triple peak mountain with a
Oh.
bunch of dots
Am I looking?
around it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's what it looks like. That
And it's a scar.
it's not quite a scar, but more of like an
So like
a branding on the back of his
Or like
shoulder.
a scar, but not like from something like someone
Yeah.
like intentionally,
Mhm.
like scarification.
It's like a
Yeah.
more of a magical branding sort of thing.
So sort of as you reveal your scarred torso and this brand, like he turns you and looks at you. You've travelled far, but this is not a mark of our tribes.
But
sense
we're
some-
one in the same.
Do you follow the Great Mother?
I follow the rules of the forest and survival.
Okay. I would not class you as one of our tribe, but I understand what you mean.
I'm not one of your tribe, but I'm like you.
Yeah. Well, it's tribal information. So,
Do you have a sign-up sheet?
is that a genuine question?
No.
Okay. He sort of has a chuckle. Yes, sorry, shelled one. I'm not permitted to speak of that.
Well, that's okay. That's not the the saying. Not my circus, not my monkey.
I don't know that saying, but what's a circus?
Like a tent full of animals and corn that roasted so it explodes.
You see a shut up when you
And-
mention animals in a tent.
The people with ropes in the air swinging around and fire
Disbelief.
circles that they swing through and that the animals swing through.
He
And
looks
then-
around to see that you're not like pulling his leg. Like this sounds so far fetched to him.
The people come out covered in paint and scare the children. And they go hong hong and squirt water everywhere, and
And they all come out of this tiny carriage all at once.
yeah, you wouldn't think that many would fit in the carriage, but somehow.
I-
You don't have that in the forest?
You lost me at animals in a tent. Why would you put animals in a tent?
I don't know.
Okay.
But that's what's there. I didn't ask them.
Sorry, that's just baffling.
It's just part of it.
Okay.
I didn't think to ask why.
If I ever leave Glyndoltha, will you take me to this tent?
Yes. To this tent. To the circus. The one circus
You've
tent.
spoken about it's the
Well,
circus.
there's lots of them. Like,
Oh,
many people go, oh, we should do circus, and each of the, all over the world, and get tent, and each animals, hundreds of tents, each with their
Oh.
own group of people.
Oh,
and
okay.
animals.
like different tribes have their own tents.
Yes.
Okay.
You got like Cirque de Faladua, Silver Ashara.
Probably other ones.
Other ones that I could probably think of. Okay. Well, we should probably rest. We've got a bit of a journey ahead of us. You all have what you need.
My story can wrap up anytime.
Okay. All right. So he sort of bids you a good night. The ewes sort of like look at you expectantly, hoping for another
And I was
song.
like, and that's how through camaraderie the Kraken was defeated.
The kids are like, oh.
Power of friendship.
Yeah.
Minor illusion, a little.
Yeah.
I like it. That's how you should end all of your stories.
Well, I was going to say, talking about circuses,
Yeah.
like prestidigitation, little fireworks.
Do you can minor illusion it, can't you? Like,
Yeah.
Because minor illusion does.
Yeah, it's just a cantrip. What?
Yeah, but it does, minor illusion, I think, does sound or image. Whereas prestidigitation, I could do like a little,
Yeah.
and it could like smell like gunpowder, and like I could have it all going on.
Little fireworks show.
Yeah.
Go for it.
These
Beauty.
days are going for us.
Yeah. Do whatever you need to do, Ski.
Thanks to our special sponsor.
Yes. Thanks, Dare. Yeah, so you've done your long rest and
Yep.
got all your health back.
I
I
get
was
Spo back.
definitely expecting a little less damage to be done to those bears so quickly. 3 crits in a row.
They just kind of got munted.
Yeah.
They really did.
How much health did they have?
Less than 70, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Seemed like they were around 50.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Yeah, the triple crit it's pretty nice to see.
You guys were sort of on edge, just like, "Ah!"
They got the jump on us, but we got the jump on them.
Yeah, but yeah, as you can see, hurt. It hurt a lot when they hit you.
Yeah.
Can't do much when you get your face turned to custard.
Anyone know what the big hits up? I've got a little leaderboard back here.
Oh yeah, you're keeping track.
Yeah, I've just got those two because I can't remember any huge hits.
So the smite
What's-
and an
I was gonna
inflict
say, I feel
wounds.
like between like some big damaging spells, smite, sneak attack, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make the leaderboard over here.
Like, how much
Unless
did you
you're-
get like an AoE kind of spell?
Yeah.
I did just 26 on the shot. Like
Was it 26?
Yeah, it's not massive or anything. But it's good damage.
It's third place right now.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like we've had a few around that, but I can't remember any.
Just
Just the big ones.
start recording them now.
Mm.
Just while these do it, I'll just check that everything's still running.
Yeah.
Noticing that with the fridge off.
The fridge
They
hasn't
haven't
made the
shut off,
noise
yeah.
and the camera hasn't turned off, so
Excellent.
that dang mini fridge.
Thank you, mini fridge. You jerk. I'm actually cooling this down. Maybe I should put a lot of these in. Been on for a good long while. What am I doing?
Long rested.
What time did you say we had to? What time we finish up?
We'll finish up like 4-ish.
Right now it's
So
4.
it's now.
5-ish. 6?
Yeah, no, because I just couldn't remember. Like, I can do whenever, but I
Okay.
other people had stuff.
We'll do a little bit more and then
We'll
yeah,
do travel.
somewhere in there.
Maybe do our tribute.
Maybe do it.
Prowess,
Yeah.
provision, or performance, eh?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, not the most comfortable of sleeps. You're not used to sleeping like
Semi-prisoners.
yeah.
But I mean, I go in my shell. Don't notice.
Yeah.
It
Turtle. Might not
all the
turtle
same from
enough
inside
for
the shell.
Turtle Club.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully there's no audio issues or anything. Hopefully it sounds alright tonight.
Have we had any comments about the sound? The only thing was Moffy saying that there wasn't a stream announcement.
I got one.
I got one as well.
I got a
Oh, okay.
notification on my phone saying
Good.
Yeah.
Nergy's doing the thing.
Maybe he expected like a hey everyone, we are doing this
Yeah.
right
Oh,
now.
no, I can't. I can never be bothered
Oh,
doing
it
a
didn't
tweet
actually
or
pop in
anything.
announcements. Like in your Discord.
Oh, okay.
The last one was yesterday, dude. Hicks moist.
Moist.
trying to find some art for Fallon.
Oh yeah.
For what, sorry?
For Fallon, I'm trying to find like a little picture
Ah,
of what he might look like.
Beautiful. Yeah, we'll probably do maybe half a
Yeah.
more and then wrap it up. Because I got to help Lish with dinner.
Too easy.
And say hello to the chidlers.
Yeah, little Shawnee's out there. When can I say hi to Ty?
Oh, of course. Hey, that's better. Nice and cool. I love having the minis.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hmm.
Do you have another camera to mount up there?
I have one, but I already have enough grief. It's using 3 cameras.
I almost picture him like that.
Yeah, that's not far off.
What do you reckon, Ty?
Cool.
Not as gnarly or
Yeah, not quite as
evil looking.
evil. Yeah,
Totally
more naturally.
Yeah, when you
More
look up
natural.
tribal orcs, they're all very angry looking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, because orcs are generally meant to be semi-evil.
Yeah, I'll have some. I'll drink this Fanta.
Fanta. Just do it. Milky Fanta. Or did you not tip it
I
in?
didn't tip it in,
Ah,
no.
okay. Beauty.
Yeah, what milk to?
About that.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah, is that about that
Yep.
A little bit closer.
thing?
Yeah. Why are you struggling?
Have you got your CPU usage on that?
New Day music.
So, you're waking. It's hard to gauge the time. You've been awake for a lot longer than the rest, and there appear to be a sort of perimeter of folks keeping an eye on the nightlife. So you're free to sort of join them and watch, or just do your own thing.
Yeah, no, I can't really do anything. I'd like to go for a wander, but I can't, so I'll just hang
Okay. Do you resummon Hermes?
on. No, not yet.
Cool. So the tribe sort of gathers, feels early morning-ish. It's a very dim light through the canopy. There's genuinely no breaks. You can just see sort of the outlines of where the treetops sort of merge a bit. So the sky looks almost scaled, like it's a really strange phenomena. But they start to head out and collect up your weapons again and keep trekking. Some of the places that you pass, there's like a heavy sort of fog, maybe 3 foot deep. So it makes the ground quite treacherous for traveling. So walking slows down quite a lot.
Can I be on the lookout for any choppy mushrooms on the ground?
Sure. Make a perception check.
12.
Okay. You don't see any. What you've seen is dried.
Yeah.
You do see mushrooms, like small caps and larger, broad mushrooms, as the low light down the bottom and the damp sort of floor is a fairly good place to grow mushrooms.
Yeah.
And as you're traveling, you notice that they do become a little more frequent. As you're going along, you're sort of afforded a view for a few seconds of what looks like a sea of mushrooms off to the west a bit, and one of the tribe members sort of looks at you and sees that you're eyeballing it. That's grown. There's an owner, and I wouldn't take anything from there, just in case you're thinking about it. Some call him the Mushroom Man. It's his
Mushroom man.
the Mushroom Man.
It's not very late.
That's just what they call him. I'm not sure who he is, but belongs to him. So I wouldn't trespass. I wouldn't go too close, because it's kind of the only like different thing that you've seen for a little bit. You walked through the misty sort of section, and that's about all that you see on your walk, other than just trees, huge trees. They're getting, and you notice that the direction that you're walking, it's sloping very slightly downhill, like it's not an even floor. And the deeper that you're going into the forest, you're noticing the trees are just gradually, they are bigger, higher up. You're probably 10-meter wide trunks now, and it takes you probably half the day to get to where their tribe is encamped at the moment. And it's not like you see a big roaring bonfire or anything. It's more just there are some semi-temporary domiciles sort of set up for the elderly and all that sort of stuff. You do see some charms and symbols made of like wood and bark and vine and leaf to sort of signify that this is this tribe's land. And as you step through, you see them making familiar greetings with those of the tribe that live there. Now you notice that a lot of the members that are there are a bit older, and or a lot younger. So the elderly and the young sort of
grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a few middle-aged sort of folk, elven and orcish alike, but most of the healthy, fit youth or middle-aged folk are out hunting and providing for the clan, and they sort of bow deferently to who you would assume is Elspeth, a fairly wizened, orcish figure. So long, dreadlocked, like braided, somewhere in between, wild-looking hair, leathers and furs similar to everyone else. But daubed on her face, there's a large symbol similar to the tribe's symbol.
What is the tribe symbol?
I don't know, something. Some swirly mess. But similar to what you saw on any of the pack that took you on their back. And they speak to her differently, and it's explained to them that you're here to pay your tribute, and then you're free to, wander wherever you need to go. And so Fallon sort of, you have till, we could do it at midday or closer to dusk, up to you, however you would like to pay your tribute.
Sounds good.
Yeah, well, because it's almost midday now.
It's gonna be the midday tribute. Also, as we're looking around, is there anyone that looks sort of like the druid that stole our chest in here, or?
Make a perception check.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Did we get a name, didn't we?
That's it.
I think we got a name for her.
It's
I
been,
think
it's been a good few days.
He did give the name.
It's been a good few days since you've seen this person.
Druidess. Nope.
We're looking for Drua Des.
No, I've just got.
I don't think.
Marl.
Yeah, I've got Marl.
Yeah.
What about Marl? Do we see Marl?
Make a perception.
Oh, that's a good one actually. Because we let him go alive.
Lucky he can't speak out.
Not hand, I guess. Eyes.
He bit his own tongue.
He bit his
We didn't
own
do
tongue.
that to him.
Yeah.
All we did was threaten him, and then he maimed himself.
So you are unable to spot him in amongst, like, it is a fairly large encampment of people, but you don't see.
So everyone has their ears and tongues intact?
There'd maybe be 200-ish.
Okay.
Is that including the 20, 30 odd?
Yeah.
So
So
with that.
Look, worst case scenario, we do our tribute and then ask for anyone from Mars' hunting party. Then we go from there.
Or we
The
just
other-
don't mention that at all, because...
Well, they know why we're here. We
We're
told them
here
that
for the
Needlebug.
thing. Maybe we, if we succeed at trial, we get the thing.
Maybe.
Time will tell. Midday trial, please.
Midday
The
trial.
mystery chest.
After all that, a midday.
Tell you what, if we never find out what's in this chest, I'm going to be so mad.
I'm okay. It's fair.
We've done so much. I just want to know.
It's just like some bloody...
I
food
don't
mix.
care. I genuinely don't care, but I want to know now. The
Okay.
last week has been spent around this bloody chest.
So Elspeth is sort of, you'll take the midday. Okay. Well, take your places. So there's sort of a gnarled tree that's not one of the big ones, like maybe a 4-meter tree that's been grown in a weaving sort of pattern. Makes a strange shape, not like a normal tree. It's grown, and it would be a gnarled tree, but you can see there's intent behind how it's grown. And there's sort of symbols and tributes around that, offerings and that sort of stuff. And yeah, everyone sort of, come midday, gathers up around, and Fallon sort of opens. We have some guests who wish to tread deeper, and they are here to pay their respects. They're here to earn the right to traverse these lands with free passage, as the tribute will be paid. So, as you please, state your name, state your ancestral home, and what you intend to give to the Great Mother.
Is that out of prowess, provision, or
Yep.
performance?
Yep. Who would...
Is
Like to go
standing in an order or anything? Or?
No, everyone's just sort of informally gathered around.
Alright. Varusvark, Bleakness, Prowess.
Okay. And how do you intend to serve the Great Mother?
By completing a trial that demonstrates my prowess.
Okay. And what trial would you like to offer?
Trial, I get to pick. Collect one fruit.
Okay. And you are given 2 hours to complete your task. What fruit are you providing?
Well, yeah. What fruits grow
Really shot
naturally
yourself
in this
in the foot.
forest? But I don't know. Any fruit I can find, I guess, really.
She sort of looks amongst you lot.
I'm just saying, these trials are very poorly
I'll say
explained.
maybe
what
maybe
is
Varus,
expected of us is not well communicated.
I'll say maybe Varus, the fruit finding might be more provision. If maybe you were looking for prowess, it might be like an accuracy challenge that you might be great at.
How about I hunt a creature for the village?
That would almost check all boxes.
Sweet, I'll take that one.
Prowess, provision, and performance in a way. Yep. Excellent.
Do we get more than 2 hours?
Whereas per trial.
2 hours is more than enough. You will all perform your task at the same time.
Fair enough. Is there a particular beast the Great Mother would like to direct me towards? With a
Whatever
physical description, perhaps?
whatever would serve our clan the most. So you could
Yeah, food.
provide for us in any way.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Kill bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Who else would?
Thuridin Silverbeard of Redbridge, and I offer my strength to the Great Mother.
In what way?
I'll beat up whoever she wants me to beat up.
Interesting. So a display of
Strength, athleticism,
Okay.
pure alpha carnage.
Pure chat energy.
Big dick energy.
Liquid testosterone.
So she sort of thinks for a second.
They call me Giga Chad Silverbeard back where I'm from.
You may serve the Great Mother by taking the tribal circlet of one in the Phelan tribe.
And where can I find them?
That is up to you. They are within 2 hours.
Oh, that's good.
That's a start.
In which direction do you know?
Any direction.
Could I get someone with me? Because, as you're aware, I do not know these forests. I'm more than happy to take them on. I just would like a guide to take me there.
I can provide a guide. One of our young will take you. Next.
I am Gimrick Rocksplitter from my ancestral home in Dagberdir. And I would offer to the Grey Mother my skills and performance. I would happily perform to entertain and to move within the hearts of the tribespeople.
As you will. Is it a tale that is passed down? Not a story of fancy?
It can be.
Make it so. Next.
Imagine the one time you rolled badly on performance and stuff.
Kincaid overwatched now from my ancestry home. I offer the Great Mother my skills in history and lore that I may record the tale so that it is never lost again as it was in the cataclysm. But we also acknowledge that when we find Phelan, it's not people.
That is a great service. The tribe may never forget if this is done.
Because we did on 17 sheets of money. That's all.
As you will.
Or maybe of hides. Leather.
We
We
can.
can work something out.
And as such, we will receive these offerings. These will benefit us all as a tribe. And these 4 will be given free passage through Glyndoltha. And all the tribes sort of make that same gesture towards you all. And you may begin. And we'll end the session there as you all set out to your own personal task, your offering. Your time limit isn't so much adhered to in that it takes a lot of time to write.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kincaid's like getting out the anti-RSI like glove, like doing like finger stretches, like you got like stress ball out, like
What he actually does is puts on the goggles, gets 2 sheets of paper, 2 quills.
What were the tribe again from the circle?
Fallon, I believe, is what I said. Yes. And yeah, I would like a montage of you guys like gearing up, ready to go. Kincaid just
like a you know, like hot fuzz / short
Yeah.
like inky, like ink
Quill.
pot refill, like sharpened quill, you know, sheets out, like love it.
beautiful. I'll see if I can't make that happen. But it's been enjoyable. As the rain starts to drizzle down in this camp, and you all put your game faces on, we'll pick up there next time. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, as there's plenty more of these coming. Any feedback, let me know. And as always, thank you for watching. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. Spread happiness, not herpes.
Spread happiness.
Oh, got you this time.